All right, we are going live here for the On the Hunt 2025 draft stream. I would say presented by a sponsor, but that's not the situation. So it's presented by you and us. That's right. Us tonight is me and our resident defensive coordinator, Nate Rucker. We may have appearances by Bobby Bless and Reggie Funches. We'll have to wait and see on that. But Nate, my brother, we have got about 8 minutes here before the start of the NFL draft. Just give me some things you're looking forward to as we are getting ready for the draft to start, so that I can get this link passed around to everybody that needs it.
Uh, of course, we're looking forward to see what our pick is. But I've got like just some interest in a couple of guys to see where they go due to the rumors and things of that nature. Especially we talked about off air. We seen the one where they talk about Shedeur Sanders going 29th. I seen one where it says Will Johnson dropping all the way down to 28th. Will make him fall to us. Um, I'm also interested to see where Ashton Genty goes. And this is only due to the fact of what Jahmyr Gibbs did, him and Bijan, and how they show just how important the running back still is to the NFL. So I want to see where he goes. And of course, like to see, who's going to be number one. Is it going to be Mr. Hunter? Is it going to be Cam Ward? Like, or is there a sleeper guy that goes number one because they couldn't make their mind up on who the hell to get? So could we see a defensive lineman maybe go number one? It's just going to be interesting, you know, to see how this goes. But I'm also want to see, is Brad Holmes going to do something uncharacteristic of him in the first round, which is trade up instead of trading back. So, and then I got Elijah brought up something off air. He said, what if the Lions were to draft Shedeur Sanders? Hypothetical, guys. Hypothetical. I want y'all to remember that. Hypothetical. What would that, or what implication, would that be? Would that mean that Jared Goff could be on his way out earlier than what we think? That definitely would mean Mr. Hendon Hooker, I think we're going to go ahead and move you, give you a fair shake, let you, like you still have some unknown trade value. Maybe we can get a third pick for Hendon, maybe a fourth round pick. We'll see. But again, that's hypothetically if that happens. But that's where I'm leaning to, and as always, hey, I'm just waiting to see who we pick. Who's going to be that next gritty Detroit Lion that, is going to come in, embrace that culture, you know, and do what he need to do. So I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. What do you think, Eli?
So for me, this draft is not so much about the prospects. It's more about, in my opinion, the storylines. I think that is where the intrigue is the different storylines that we got going on. So uh, obviously, as Nate just mentioned, who goes number one overall? It's presumed that it's going to be Cam Ward. Everybody has said Cam Ward over the past 2 months, 3 months. And, I've been on record saying I like Shedeur Sanders more than I like Cam Ward. We'll get to that in a moment. But I think the Titans are going to go get Cam Ward. And then after that, the question is, who's that second quarterback that comes off the board? Is it going to be Shedeur Sanders, or will it be Jackson Dart? Could it be Kyle McCord out of Syracuse, or Jalen Milroe out of Alabama? Who is that second quarterback off the board, and when does that quarterback come off the board? I was watching just before we hopped on live here. I think it was Peter Schrager who was talking about how the Browns and the Giants, they're telling everybody right now, hey, pick up the phone and start dialing. We're listening to offers, and we're not really interested in necessarily picking a quarterback. So that's a little bit late breaking, and it kind of makes you wonder, are the Browns or the Giants going to pick a quarterback, or are they going to have somebody that comes up and says, hey, we don't want to risk not being able to get our guy. We're going to go get him right now. So that's kind of interesting. But again, who's going to be that second quarterback? Is it going to be Shador? And then obviously from that, where does Shador go? I've seen him mocked as high as 3. I've seen him mocked as low as 26. Nate just told you he saw a mock draft where Shador goes 29th. And that is why I was telling Nate, off the air, I was saying, hey, if Shador is there at pick 28 when we go to pick, I feel like you, at bare minimum, you have to at least consider it. You have to talk about it. And I don't know that the Lions have had a conversation about Shador because up until the last couple of weeks, it wasn't even a thought that he would even be there for them to be able to pick. So that's kind of a question. Obviously, you've got Ashton Jeanty. Where does he go? The very talented running back. I've seen no mock draft where Ashton Jeanty is still there after pick number 10. And I think a big reason for that is because that's where the Bears are. And if anybody understands the value of a talented running back high in the draft, it's Ben Johnson. He obviously knows how important a running back is. And I did see, and I feel bad for Ashton Jeanty in this sense, but I saw, the pro comparisons they do where they go ceiling and floor. They were saying ceiling for Ashton Jeanty is Walter Payton and the floor is LaDainian Tomlinson. I'm like, so this guy is coming all the hype in the world.
He's no matter what he does, he's all world at this point. No matter what he's destined to be all world, no matter what. Do you know the shoes and the unfair comparison? You have two Hall of Fame running backs.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying is like the hype around the running back position in my lifetime has never been higher. And I do say my lifetime, but maybe I shouldn't say that because I know at one point while I was still alive, I was little when this happened, but the Saints gave up their entire draft for Ricky.
Oh my God, you're going to say little because I fucking remember that draft.
but I'm just saying.
That's so petty.
But I'm just saying though, like for me, I'm looking at it and I'm going, hopefully Ashton Jeanty can live up to that. I tell you what, a team that I would love to see draft Ashton Jeanty, they won't get a chance at him unless they trade up, but that would be Donnie Despaw's Denver Broncos because that is somebody that they could really use. They need a running back. That's a big thing. So, but they would.
And I don't want to fucking have us deal with him. Shit.
But again, Ben Johnson's obviously sitting there. Do want to say hi to Bill Lockhart, who was tuning in. Good evening, Bill. Hopefully you're doing well.
My brother, man.
But let's get into because obviously it's 8 o'clock now, so they're going to be starting to talk about that number 1 overall pick. So let's get into a little bit of a conversation here about Cam Ward versus Shador Sanders. And I mean, obviously for most people that conversation's over with. And we're just waiting on the Titans to make their pick. But here was my thing about Cam Ward. I think he's got a really big arm, but I also think his pocket presence is not where I would like it to be. I feel like he's accustomed to sitting back there, taking his time, finding his receiver, and throwing the ball deep. And that's great when you have an offensive line that is competent. He's not going to have that in Tennessee. He's not going to have that if he goes to the Giants, okay? And honestly, and I know people are going to, get on my ass about this, but I don't see the difference between Cam Ward as a prospect and Will Levis, the guy that the Titans currently have. Because the same stuff they're saying about Cam Ward, about the big arm strength and the big athletic ability, they said that about Will Levis. So to me, if I'm the Titans, I'm going to go get Travis Hunter. I'm going to go get Will Levis a weapon that he can use. Because if you look at the Tennessee Titans, can you name a receiver that they have under the age of 30 who did anything worth a damn the last 2 years? Because I can't.
Yeah, I'm going to say the only thing they got is Calvin, really.
and he was,
And
and
what's
by
the
the
name
time
got
they got
hurt?
him, he was older.
Yeah, and what's the name? What's the name got hurt? Trayvon Burks.
Hmm.
Trayvon Burks.
So
Uh,
again, if it was me, and I
yeah.
know it's crazy, but if it was me, I would keep Will Levis, even though the coach hates him. Okay, I would keep Will Levis, and I would go get Travis Hunter. I really would. That's what I would do. Number one overall. And I'll be honest, I think if Travis Hunter, and I feel bad saying this, and Nate, if you disagree, pop in, but I feel like if Travis Hunter didn't have the conversation that creeped up about his girlfriend right before the Heisman and all that trash that was getting talked, I feel like if that didn't happen, it would have been Travis Hunter number one overall. But I feel like the mood about Travis changed a little bit towards the Heisman ceremony, which I think was a bit unfair towards him. But I think people looked at it as a red flag. And I'm not saying
I
I
don't
don't think it's fair, but
I don't think it's due to that. I honestly think it's because of Dion and his arrogant persona. And I think that was the holdup of Travis Hunter
yeah,
because he idealizes Dion so much. He wants to now Dion as a father, great. We've seen it. He's raised these young athletes. But Dion as his own individual person has never been a like guy.
yeah,
You know, you can like him as a father, you can like him and love him as a player, but as a just a individual, every run of the day man, I don't think nobody really cares for Dion.
yeah. I mean,
And
I would agree with that.
yeah, and I think like even when he said, like even during the process, you're talking about who's going to get who and who your son is and ain't going to play for. And again, we've seen it done before. Like, and not saying that he doesn't have the right, not saying he shouldn't do it or shouldn't be justified, but uh, we've seen it happen before. Especially we've seen it with Eli Manning.
Yeah,
He's not playing there no matter what y'all do.
right.
So don't even draft him. We've seen it. Now, is Dion in the same boat? Is he just as qualified as his as the previous guy? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, they're both men, regardless of what role they play, regardless of what their status were or their accomplishments in the NFL. They are both fathers at the end of the day.
Hmm.
And, at the end of the day, we all want what's best for our children.
Right.
So, I mean, is he wrong? No. I just think that these kids, when you first start out playing football, you don't know what team you're going to play for. I mean,
Hmm.
at any sport, you may have your home team and you're counting down 3, 2, 1, shooting the jumper, throwing the last second touchdown. Everybody's done it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's just about the love of the game and getting to the NFL.
I,
Certain guys, they don't care. They just like, look, I'm just happy to be here to say that, hey, I have accomplished what I set out to do.
yeah. And I'll say too, Nate, that like, I look at this and again, I don't see the difference, between Will Levis and Cam Ward. I will say
I
Cam has got better decision making if you look at his interceptions that he's thrown. But again, I look at the Titans and I'm like, y'all about to do the same shit all over again.
sure.
You're falling in love with arm strength and you're going, wow, we can throw the ball deep down the field, but you ain't got nobody to catch that ball and you have nobody to block for him. So if it was me, number one overall, I would go get Travis Hunter. I think he's the best athlete in this whole thing. But again, everybody has said it's going to be Cam Ward. And as far as Shador Sanders, and we'll talk about this probably throughout the night. What I like about Shador is that for all the privilege everybody talks about that he has being Dion's kid, I'm not seeing it in the way that people talk about Shador because they have always doubted him. And yet, every single step of the way, he has proved the haters wrong. You know,
Yeah, I
and he's never had a
actually
good offensive line. He's
right.
never had
I
an offensive line.
never. I see Shador as a better prospect than Cam Ward. Um, you can say Cam Ward has more zip on the ball, but as we know, zip doesn't necessarily make
It
you a
means zip.
winner.
It means zip.
Yeah, fuck, we get zip sauce on lamb chops.
Right.
Shit. But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that because you have zip that you're going to be great, you're going to be good, you're going to be better than the next guy or the previous guy.
Right.
That just means you just got a little bit, you throw it a little harder. That's fine. But as we've seen with Matthew Stafford and wide receivers, not that doesn't necessarily mean that the ball you throw is catchable all the time.
Exactly.
Being a former wide receiver, corner, I hate my fingers being broke.
Hmm.
You want a catchable ball. You want something easy so that I can snag, put away, make a move. I
Right.
don't want to have to grab and say, shit. And
Right.
then try to, you know what I mean? It's gonna bounce off your hand and it goes through your diamond. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
All right, Titans are on the clock. They got, as you guys can see on Nate's screen, we got it up for you guys because a lot of these other streams that are out there, they'll have like a graphic up, but they won't show you. So we
Right. I'm
doing it this way,
hoping
so we don't get
everybody can see
copyright.
this. If you can't see it, because I can't see the comments right now. So Eli, just make sure you're doing a favor. Just watch our comments.
Yeah.
So you can see, what these guys are predicting, seeing what our fans are talking about, and then we can see who gets these picks right.
And again, I'm not going to predict Travis Hunter to the Titans because again, the conversation for 3 months has been Cam Ward, but I would be pleasantly surprised if the Titans decided to go Travis Hunter instead of going for the big arm quarterback. Because again, they already got the big arm quarterback,
They don't have a
in
running
Will
back though.
Levis, and they don't have a running back. They don't have an offensive line. Um, and again, I know that the current coach does not like Will Levis. I understand that, but I'm just saying you're gonna go get, basically a newer version of the same car that you've had issues with the entire time. It doesn't
Mhm.
make any sense to me.
Right, that's like me. I got a 2016 300. Why the hell would I go buy a 2025 Chrysler 300? I'm not going to buy the same. And it looks the same. It's
Right,
just got newer shit.
right. And of course, Nate has to throw that in my face, knowing that's one of my favorite cars. But anyway.
It wasn't a slap. But
Well, Cam Ward's sitting there, and it looks like he's on the phone, so we already know what this is.
yeah, I think it's gonna be so. He was, and that could be the reason why they showed it. That could be the telltale.
Yeah,
You know,
because I doubt that's a phone call from anybody else. Because if you're in that situation, you're not answering the phone for anybody else.
unless it's your mama.
I mean, but she should be there. You know what I mean? Like right beside him.
Hey, maybe sometimes.
You know what I live for, Nate? I live for the girlfriend cam. When they show the girlfriend and she's like, "I got drafted too."
Right.
Three
Yeah,
months later, she's
exactly.
not even in the picture. Like, wait a minute, hold on, hold on. But I do want to say a good evening to Jason Frick, who is tuning in as well. Jason wants to know who is Detroit taking. Well, I'll speak for myself, but I think Nate agrees. Who we want, if everything plays out the way that we think it will, we want Shamar Stewart out of
Yeah.
Texas A&M. That's been the guy me and Nate have been talking
Shamar
about.
Stewart or Mike Green. Those are my two guys.
And again, what I wanted to say at the beginning of all of our stream tonight is I wanted to say this draft is about Kelvin Shepherd and Aiden Hutchinson. Because if they do not draft a defensive lineman, one or both of those guys will be in Brad Holmes' office saying, "Do you hate me?" Because again, as soon as Aiden went down, we had no help on that defensive end spot. And for Kelvin Shepherd, he's a first-time defensive coordinator. Go get him some help. Go get him another tool to work with alongside Aiden Hutchinson. So again, me and Nate have talked about Shamar Stewart. That's the guy we want out of Texas A&M. Didn't have a lot of numbers, but did mess up a bunch of plays at Texas A&M. And he's from Texas A&M, which I know a lot of people are like, why does that matter? Well, because our coach is from Texas A&M. So if you get a
Mhm.
chance to pick a guy who is in a spot where you need
Which
it,
he has not picked one of his alma mater guys.
right. So here's an opportunity to do just that. So that's who Nate and I want is Shamar Stewart. And of course, my streak is on the line tonight because I was able to predict our last two first round picks. Uh,
Correctly, which you did.
yeah, so we'll see if I can't go 3 for 3. I don't know that we will. Are you kidding me? Nate, they just put up a thing. They said comparing Cam Ward to Patrick Mahomes.
Lord Jesus.
They need to quit lying. Ain't no way.
I
Ain't
see
no
it
way.
now.
Come on, man. Like that's not even a fair comparison.
I think they're talking about mobility wise, pocket presence. They're not so much talking about arm talent.
You know what? If you want to watch Cam Ward fall to pieces, go watch what he did against Georgia Tech because all they
See,
did
that's
was
all they're talking about. Like you say the
oh,
arm angle. Right.
I mean,
No,
I
and
get
that's
I
I
get
don't think he doesn't have the Patrick Mahomes anticipation. He doesn't have the Patrick Mahomes fluky moxie that he has either, where he does a lot of improv throws and things of that nature. I don't. Cam Ward doesn't have.
yeah, but hey, according to these experts, all right, pick is in for the Titans. So when the commissioner walks up there, Nate will, unmute it so we can hear, and I'll be quiet. That way we can hear what the pick is. But it's pretty
So
obvious who it's going to be since they got a close-up camera on Cam Ward. So we'll see what happens here. Nate's freezing here for a moment, so hopefully it don't kick him out of the Zoom call. We'll see.
nah, that should be good. It's
Okay.
only the Apple ones that do that.
But he's frozen on the screen, so I don't know. There we go. There we go. Nate's back. All right, so pick is in. They're going to talk for probably what, 45
Okay,
seconds?
tell me how good the audio is now. Can you hear it good?
It's good enough. So pick is in. Nate will probably turn it up whenever the commissioner.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna turn it all the way up. I don't want my damn ear. I don't want to go deaf.
Yeah. So let's see what we got. And by the way, if you're just joining us, remember to like, comment, and share this video. We greatly appreciate it.
Like, comment, tell other people to subscribe, join the show. Hey, if y'all fuck with me, you fuck with Bobby, you fuck with Eli. Hey, just bring some own people over.
That's right. Here we go. Pick number 1.
He still gets booed.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback.
All right, so there's the first quarterback to go. It's Cam Ward, as we expected. Nate, I mean, I know I just kind of gave my opinion, but what is your opinion of him going number 1 overall to the Titans? Do you think the Titans are now going to win the Super Bowl?
Blah. I was not impressed. I'm not impressed with Cam Ward. So, I mean, not saying that the guy isn't talented, not saying that what he hasn't accomplished in college. I don't think he's actually better than Shedeur Sanders.
I completely agree. Again, Shedeur, and I keep wording it.
Oh, Cleveland traded the pick.
Okay, so Cleveland traded the pick
To
to
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. I did not see that coming.
2026.
All right, so they did say a couple minutes before the draft started, Nate, that Cleveland wasn't interested in picking a quarterback, and that the Giants weren't interested in picking a quarterback, and that they were having the phones ready to take phone calls. But
I think they're going. I think they're going Travis Hunter.
maybe, because here's the thing: Jacksonville does have Trevor Lawrence. They just gave him all that money. But remember, they also weren't particularly happy with Trevor Lawrence because of all the losses. So
I mean, but he didn't have any weapons. Like he did what he could do with Brian Thomas.
yeah,
Travis Etienne doesn't really stay healthy all the time. So I mean, they can go a lot of different ways. Do they go Genty? Do they go Shador? Do they go
if they
Travis?
if they go Genty #2 overall, he better be sending a gift basket,
to,
okay?
to Jameer and Bijan because
And
they
to Saquon, because
yeah
holy
and,
crap.
yeah and Saquon because they in one season put the running backs back on the map.
But here's the other thing though. Could Jacksonville go Shador Sanders?
I think I don't think they will. I think and remember Trevor Lawrence has got a big contract. Didn't they just do his
They did.
contract?
They did.
So
That's why
I don't
I
think
would be
that's
shocked by that, but
I don't think that's the route they go. Could they go? I don't think they go Abdul Carter either because they need to go offense bad.
yeah. But if you
They
look
do.
at it, though, Nate, if you look at that division that they're in, Houston has a young quarterback. You look at Indianapolis. Of course, Indianapolis has got Daniel Jones now in the division, but they also had Anthony Richardson.
Mhm.
And then the Titans just went out and got Cam Ward. So if they go out and they get Shador Sanders, at least from an NFL scheduling perspective, now you got Sanders versus Ward twice a year.
Yeah, but I look at also like out of that grouping, right now that means Jacksonville has the best quarterback in the division.
If they get Shador, yeah, no, I agree with you on
No,
that.
no, no. I mean, even with Trevor Lawrence, they have the best. I won't say he's better than CJ Stroud, but I think Stroud has more weapons around him
Yeah.
than Trevor Lawrence does. But you still have the most talented quarterback, in my opinion, in Trevor Lawrence.
Makes me wonder what Jacksonville gave up for that.
It's going to show. It said something about 2000 next year's first round or fourth round and something. Because what was Jacksonville's spot in this draft right now?
That's what I'm looking up right now, Nate. Just give me 1 second while I do
They
that.
weren't that good in the first fucking place.
Okay, so Jacksonville, they were.
Here you go. So they gave up second. So Jacksonville received the second over. They gave up their fifth overall pick. They gave up their second and fourth round picks, plus their first round pick in 2026. Fuck. Whatever it is, they better fucking hit.
And this is where they pick a talented offensive tackle out of DeVry University. You know what? It could be Genty. I mean, it could be Genty. I hate to say that, but Jacksonville is that type of team that would do something like that.
And here's the thing. Right now, they have the youngest general manager in the league.
Yeah. But they have Travis Etienne. So if they get Genty
But
Etienne, that would be interesting.
ATN, do you really believe ATN is your franchise back?
No. What I'm saying is I think they're going to try to do a Montgomery Gibbs type deal with
Both of those guys are home run guys. That's just two. Well, that gives you two Jameer Gibbs.
Yeah.
You know, Genty he's built more stout, but both of those guys are more Sonic than Knuckles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see what they do here. Like, of course, they're living it up here. Oh, I think maybe it might be Travis. He looks nervous and not happy. I don't know. Let's see here. Now, if they do take Travis Hunter, Nate, I want you to tell us what you think they're going to do with him, because that's been the conversation is about, will an NFL team let him play both ways?
No.
Or what side of the ball do you think he might go to the most?
I very seriously doubt if this isn't college. We know the impact. We know how, an understanding of being in a defensive meeting room and then an offensive meeting room, learning both plays offensively and defensively, working on your craft offensively and defensively. It's different when you're in high school and you're in college when you're just the best athlete. Where in the
Right.
NFL, you're not always going to be the fastest. You're not the tallest. You're not the shiftiest.
All
It's
right. I think we're getting ready here. You never know about the camera angle though, unfortunately, because
Yeah.
they'll zoom in. There we go. There we go.
Huge trade being made immediately, and the commissioner making a play to announce the trade to this crowd and the second pick in this year's draft.
That's
We're
unfair.
here
Eh?
tonight to celebrate the 32 young men entering the NFL. I'm honored to take a moment to recognize a player who's made a profound impact on and off the field. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognizes one player each year who best represents greatness and compassion, both on and off the field and in the community. Tonight, we are proudly joined by the 2024 Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year, Eric Armstead.
Yeah, I thought that was Armstead.
First off,
Thank you to the commissioner. Thank you to the Payton family and the NFL and Nationwide. And also too, tonight I want to encourage each player embarking on the NFL journey to identify a passion close to their heart and act upon it. Use your platform to make your community, the league, and this world a better place. As you remember, Walter Payton, strive to leave a positive legacy of your own. Thank you. We have a trade. The Cleveland Browns have traded the second pick to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And with the second pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter.
All right. So Travis Hunter goes to the Jaguars. Nate, you have played both wide receiver and defensive back. You have coached defense. So my question is, what do you see Jacksonville doing with this opportunity here to have somebody that can play both sides of the ball? I know you kind of just talked about it, but where do you put him?
I mean, honestly, you have to say, what is he best at? Is he a better corner or is he a better wide receiver? I can't say which one he's best at. I really can't. I don't know what his best position is because he was just that good on both. To play over 97% of the snaps, offense and defense, is crazy. I don't know. It's going to be something interesting to see. But I remember once upon a time, a lot of guys tried it and it wasn't as successful as you're talking about full time, where you seen more of spot plays, whether it was Dion, whether it was Charles Woodson, Devin Hester. So we've seen it before where they tried to balance it, and ultimately they was 80% 90% one side, and then 10% you were a gimmick play here or there.
Right.
And none had more offensive snaps than Dion. So that should, give you an idea of just how far and how long ago that was. Now the game has changed. I think the athletes and the players are bigger, stronger, faster than they were back then. So yeah. I don't know how much you trust that. I can't say.
And I'll say this, and I mean this as a compliment. I never really paid attention to Travis as a wide receiver until this past season. Even though he had played a couple years of college ball.
Look at he was just literally that play right there in itself sums up just how he was just a better athlete. It wasn't so much just he just outran people. Like
I think he could be a really, really good wide receiver. And I think for Jacksonville, I think that's probably where they put him. Is go play wide receiver, help out Trevor Lawrence, and then work him in a little bit on defense. But again, you look at his ball skills on defense and the way that he goes after it, like that play right there that they're showing as I'm talking.
But
you
also,
can't pass
you
that
also
up.
have to notice that now that was good. Now the first pick, the first play, the second where he got that pick, that would have in the NFL that would have been called as illegal contact because it was past 5 yards. It was damn near at 15 yards when you tried to jam. Well, when you did jam him, and then you undercut the route. So
Well, and here's the other thing, Nate. You've been on record saying the last few years that I've known you, cornerback is the hardest position
it
to go
is.
from being productive in college to being productive in the NFL.
Yeah, it's
Whereas
very
on
hard.
offense, he can make an impact almost immediately. So I don't know. I mean, Jacksonville is not the team that I thought he was going to go to. I'm going to be honest about that. I'm a little surprised that he went there. I thought Cleveland would either take him or take a quarterback. So the fact that Cleveland said, you know what, we're going to go get more picks.
They got a nice haul, and
They
they
did.
only moved down 3 spots. They
Right.
went from 2 to 5, and we picked up 3 more picks in this year's draft. Well, 2 picks this year's draft, and then an additional first in next year's draft. Because as
And
we
they
know,
and they need
It's
it.
not like Cleveland's going to be good.
Right.
They're
They
still
need
going to
it.
suck.
Because right now,
Jacksonville's still not going to be good. They're still going to suck.
right.
So they could essentially end up with 2 first-round picks again next year.
Right, exactly. Giants say the pick is in. Whether or not they're going to go to commercial or not, I don't know. They haven't gone to commercial yet. So they'll probably hit us with a commercial break, like they always do. But the Giants, that is one spot that I saw Shador Sanders mock to, and I think that he can handle everything the Giants' job has to offer as far as the media attention and all of that. I don't think that's going to be a problem for Shador because I think he knows exactly what to do. But the question is, do the Giants go Shador or do they go somewhere else? I think they should go Shador. This is where he should go. But I've also heard, lately people love Jackson Dart. All of a sudden, Jackson Dart's got a lot of attention in the past couple weeks.
Well, that's every draft where a guy skyrockets up the damn draft board out of nowhere. You're like, dude, where the fuck? We've seen
All
it
right.
multiple times.
So here we go.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Abdul Carter,
Whoa.
defensive end, Penn State.
All right. So one of the things that Nate and I have said over the last couple weeks is that this is an insanely deep defensive end, defensive tackle draft. So Nate, you're our defensive coordinator, man. Tell us what we should know about Abdul Carter, and how he's going to fit with maybe Thibodeau.
I don't know if I heard that Kayvon's on the trading block, but when you're looking at Abdul Carter, you instantly think Micah Parsons. Instantly. He's that talented. He's that skilled, that fast. I mean, Penn State has always been a linebacker U, and it's still the same way, whether it's linebacker rush or rush end. But Abdul Carter fits. He definitely fucking fits. I mean, Abdul Carter, you look at Chop Robinson, LeVar Arrington, they've had some guys come out of there. So, yeah, and Micah Parsons. So it's like, here it is. Look at it, create him a little handshake.
Now, Nate, with Abdul Carter, is the comparison play related, or is it just because he wore the same number as Micah Parsons?
No, it's definitely play related.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about that?
His play, his production, his technique, the way he moves, He's got a Aiden Hutchinson type nonstop motor. Man, he's got so many moves. Like just rip, like just strong. One arm, like you see the rip move, little swim move, doesn't stop, keeps going, and his acceleration is crazy.
So
Look, just bulls over the running back. Like it's crazy. And look how far they got him up. Now they got him linebacker, drops in the coverage. Man, come on now. It's 6'3", 250. You know, standing up, reading the quarterback, playing the spy, and then you're not getting away from him.
right. So do you love this pick for the Giants or
I love the player, but not for the Giants. Giants suck ass. Giants had a whole lot of shit they needed. I don't think that Carter to them is what their immediate need is. You need a fucking quarterback. You need a running back.
And this is the second time they've done that because
Yeah, I mean, all thing you got is Malik Neighbors. That's it.
And how do you think he feels right now, knowing that they didn't go get a quarterback when they
I
had their
mean,
pick of the
it's
list?
one of them. It's I don't know. I can't tell you, but I know I would want a guy who can get me the ball on a very good base. Now, granted, Malik Neighbors did have a lot of targets. I think he had like well over 150 targets for a rookie. That's crazy.
Yeah. So they didn't go Shador. And coming up next, I believe, is the Patriots.
Yep.
And one of the things that I think people should know is that Shador Sanders grew up being a huge Tom Brady fan. So he watched the Patriots growing up. And he actually was working with Tom Brady, which is why a lot of people think maybe Shador, I had seen him mocked about 2 months ago. I saw him mocked to the Raiders, but then all of a sudden things heated up and they said, no, he's not going to be around whenever they go to do that. Now he is around. Do you think the Patriots go get him, Nate? Nate is speechless. That's right.
well, I'm also at the same time I am checking my playoff thing because my Pistons are actually playing game 3 of the playoffs as well, and we are losing by 13. So I had also had to see what was going on with this. See what's going on with this game as well.
I guess I should be thankful that I'm a Hornets fan because they've never put me in that position. Because playoffs, they don't know nothing about playoffs in Charlotte. So
Playoffs,
yeah.
right?
But yeah, so the Patriots, maybe they go. Well, see, here's the thing though. I don't think they go quarterback because they got May. And on top of that, when Joe Milton was walking around the facility saying, I should be the guy, not Drake May, they shipped Drake May out of town, or they shipped Joe Milton out of town to the Cowboys. So now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that that the Patriots go get quarterback, which means that Shador would be in the neighborhood of the Raiders, which has been one of the teams they had talked about potentially him going to. So Nate, I mean, what do you think about the slide? Because that's what they're going to be talking about is the slide of Shador Sanders. What do you think about that?
I don't even know why he's sliding.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's one of those things where it's the sins of a father.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I can think of but then again, I mean, is it really a slide? I mean, they got him listed as a top 10 player. It's only been 3 picks.
I know, but I'm telling you that, if he slides, if he doesn't get picked right now, all those announcers are going to jump on. Here comes the slide of Shador Sanders.
Yeah. Now, granted, when he gets out of 10 now, that's where
that's when Brad Holmes starts making phone calls.
He started making phone calls, and a lot of Lions fans and players gonna get real antsy.
Right. I'm gonna try to cut my camera off for just a second here, and we'll see if hopefully it don't mess nothing up when I do that. You still there, Nate?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. I dropped a potato chip and I didn't want to leave it on the ground.
Oh my God.
I'm
Not the potato chip.
I'm OCD like that.
Wow. My lens was a little.
Okay, so real quick, a prospect that we didn't really talk about much, Jackson Dart. I like Jackson Dart. I think he's a pretty good quarterback, but did I see the type of rise that everybody else has seen, in the past month or whatever? Not really. I mean, if I had to put him side by side with a Kyle McCord out of Syracuse or a Jalen Milroe out of Alabama, I'll be honest with you, I would pick Milroe because of his athletic.
Milroe sucks. He's got terrible decision making. Terrible decision making. As an athlete, he's fucking phenomenal.
Right.
I think RG3 was a better prospect coming out than Jalen Milroe is.
I mean, I would agree. RG3 was a legendary prospect, so I agree with that.
Yeah. Jackson Dart reminds me of what was Denver's last quarterback they drafted. Not Bo Nix, before Bo Nix.
Paxton Lynch.
Yes, that's who the fuck he reminds me of.
All right, here we go. Pick is in. I can hear it in the other room. Like Nate is like 5 seconds behind my TV in the other room.
Nope, they went tackle.
They went tackle. All right, so now this is where Mel Kiper busts a blood vessel and is going, what the hell's going on? Because he did not have that as his prediction at all.
Who dressed this kid?
I believe the Mafia did back in the 1920s.
Oh my God.
He's like, hey, I have to go get drafted.
He definitely looks like he looked like Tony's son off The Sopranos.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So he's got to get drafted at 8:40, and by 9 o'clock he's got to be out there, catching a shipment real quick.
Man,
I like that suit though, Nate. So are you saying that's not a good suit?
no, green pinstripes was trash.
Oh, come on, Nate. Now if you went to the Packers, then
No, the haircut is just as worse.
Come on, don't be a hater, Nate.
Listen, on this biggest stage, this is the one time you're supposed to be the flyest you have ever been in your life.
That's
and
why
the best thing you came up with is that.
Now, I will say it is kind of funny because if you watch the prospects and the suits they pick, sometimes their suit will tell you who they think they're going to get drafted by.
Yeah.
And then whenever they don't get drafted by that team, it's like, uh-oh. But what do you think about this player, Nate? Because I don't know much about him.
He had him out as your best offensive lineman. I didn't do a lot on offensive linemen this year. So this one is, we're just going to roll with Mel Kiper's assessment of this guy on this one. It looked like he has on shell toes, which is interesting.
Now, what is that?
Adidas shell toes. It's the shoes.
Okay, because I'm over here balling on a budget, so I don't know what you mean by that.
Oh no, that hair is trash. He did not go to Bo Ricks or Lady Jane's.
Okay, so Cleveland is on the clock, and the pick is in for the Cleveland Browns.
Now, do you mean to tell me that they still get Shedeur Sanders? And
that's what I was just about to say. I was just about to say that Cleveland about to erupt if they end up getting Shedeur
and not having to get him at 2 and picking up additional picks.
Do you think they have the guts to do it?
I mean, what else is there left out of those top guys?
Genty?
I don't think they go Genty. I mean, you still have Nick Chubb. You have Deshaun, what's his face? Running back, not the quarterback. Fuck. What the hell is his goddamn name?
You know who's going to be pissed, though, if they go Shedeur Sanders? Tom Brady and the Las Vegas Raiders are going to be pissed because they are right there. They could get their guy that they have wanted and been drooling over down there in Las Vegas. And I think their dream's about to come to a conclusion here because I think Cleveland might end up going and getting their guy right now.
I think Cleveland does.
But I also know that's one of the teams.
But then again, because we all know
it's gotta go
Cleveland's dumb as fuck, though.
to. Will Campbell, offensive tackle and best dressed at the NFL draft, according to Nate Rucker. We're going to have to work in a fashion segment now. Now that Nate's shown that he cares about that.
Man, that suit is trash.
He probably thought he was going to the Packers or a team that had any sort of green in them. But, yeah, like I said, so everybody that's in the chat right now, we appreciate you being there. We appreciate you watching. And I know this is kind of thrown together last minute, but I literally came back from vacation like 2 days ago. So, you know, we've been trying to get this all together here, and we hope that you're enjoying it. If you are, remember to like this video and hit that subscribe button for us. It does help us out greatly. But again, for Cleveland, they traded down. We know their quarterback situation is not the greatest. At the moment, they've got Kenny Pickett penciled in as a starting quarterback over there potentially. And the pick is in now. And could it be Shedeur Sanders going to Cleveland after they traded down and got a whole bunch of draft capital in the process? We'll find out right now because here comes Roger Goodell. I don't know if you're going to see Nate come flying back into screen. Looks like he is. So let's see.
In the 2020, the Cleveland Browns select Mason Graham.
Oh!
Here we go, Raiders. Raiders, you got an opportunity. Wow, Nate, who is this guy? Why should we
That is the best defensive tackle. Played at Michigan. Number 55 is a complete disruptor. He is a freak. He doesn't look like he's that big or like he's the shit. He's the shit at defensive tackle. Like the shit. Dude is a pure disruptor. Hands, strength, right, quickness. Boy, oh boy.
Now, Nate, if you're Myles Garrett,
You're loving it.
Myles Garrett got all that money after he said he wanted to win.
Look at that. You're loving it. That boy is a disruption.
Can he score touchdowns, though?
Yes, they put him in fullback too. Look at this, man.
Can he throw the ball?
No, I haven't seen that.
Because right now, I was telling everybody while you were off screen, I said at the moment, starting quarterback for the Browns, I think you got Joe Flacco there, but then you also got Kenny Pickett.
Yeah. I mean.
All right. So here we go. The Raiders with Tom Brady, who helped mentor Shedeur Sanders. They are on the clock and they need a quarterback. And here's the other thing. Every time the Raiders would lose last season, Shedeur Sanders would make a status on his Twitter account or X account, however you want to say it. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. But he would make a status, and a lot of people are looking at it.
Their draft is nothing like how ours was last year.
Nah.
Green Bay talking about some. They were going to set record numbers. Y'all fucking wish.
Nah. I've gotten to the point, Nate, where I don't believe anybody from Wisconsin. But anyway, so
look at all that room. Here, all that would have been filled in. Right. I mean, it was so many people downtown.
But it's chilly, Nate. Anyway, Raiders on the clock. They got an opportunity here. Now, because they thought Shedeur was going to go before this, a lot of the mock drafts had Ashton Jeanty being the one that was going to go to Las Vegas. But nobody, at least, at that time, thought that Shedeur was going to fall this far. So, Nate, Las Vegas Raiders, primetime son. Is he going to the Raiders, you think?
I don't know. Do you go with what Tom Brady does have his stake in the Raiders? So that's paramount. Tom Brady knows the importance of a quarterback. I mean, are they
Now,
clapping? They don't look overly ecstatic. Like,
I think they knew what they were going to do, and this has done messed them up. So now they're like, okay, now we really got to think here.
right. Could be.
Because you think about that division, right? You got Bo Nix up in Denver. You got Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. You got Herbert in Los Angeles. You go out and you get Shador, you're going to get some primetime games. Pun intended.
Yeah, but they also need to be able to run the football too.
Right. Now, is the pick in, or are they still on the clock, Nate?
They're still on the clock.
Because sometimes you can tell by how long they take, whether they're going to trade it or not. But I tell you what, Jacksonville popping up like they did, I think that screwed everything up. I think that's probably got GMs kind of trying to figure it out right now. But the pick is,
we're about to see now.
I'm thinking it's going to be Shador.
We're about to see together.
I think it's going to be Shador Sanders or Ashton Genty. And if it's anybody else, I'm going to be shocked.
I mean, would they go Will Johnson? I don't know.
Let's see here.
With the sixth pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Ashton Genty.
Oh yeah!
All right.
I told you, you got to be able to run the football.
Okay, so now I think the Jets are on the clock.
No.
Are they on the clock? Hang on. Let me try to figure this out here real quick. Let's see here. So I have to figure out whether. So talk to us about Ashton Genty. Ashton Genty. So I'm not like people aren't looking at me trying to find.
Well, I mean, just have to look at the highlights, man. If you don't know about Ashton Genty, you've been under a rock. That's all I can say. I mean, he's got top end speed. He's got strength. He's got acceleration. He has change of direction. He has vision. He has balance. He has explosion. He has ball security. Like, man, he's got one cut and go. He has the ability to jump cut. It's not much not to like about this guy.
Okay, so 7th overall, it is my understanding that is the New York Jets. The Jets obviously are coached by our former defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn. And they went out and they got Justin Fields as their quarterback. Shador's out there, but Nate, what do you think Aaron Glenn does in his first real big draft pick as head coach?
I think Aaron Glenn is going to go defense.
And who do you think do you think he gets Will Johnson?
You can do, oh my God. You can do Will Johnson. You can take, oh my God, does he go Mike Green? There's a lot. Like I said, this defensive draft, man, it's very deep. It is. They can go one of the Georgia guys. They can go Walker. They can go Williams. I don't know, dude. When they get to this point, especially when stuff already ain't going right.
Yeah, somewhere Mel Kiper is like, what the hell just happened? But, so here's the other question, okay? So Aaron Glenn saw Dan Campbell go out and work with Jared Goff, who was written off by a lot of people. Justin Fields was written off by a lot of people as well. Do you think that Aaron Glenn shows that type of loyalty to say, look, you haven't even played it down for me yet, but
No,
we didn't,
because
we didn't bring you
he
here to
knows
begin competition?
no, because he's been a defensive coordinator against Justin Fields. He's game plans to beat Justin Fields, which has worked. So he knows Justin Fields' handicaps. So I don't think it's more so like that. What's this going to be is Justin Fields better than Jackson Dart or Shedeur Sanders right now?
So you think the Jets go get a quarterback then?
I don't understand if they do.
Yeah.
If they do go get it, it's just because they're like, hey, Justin, you are not, you know, we know what you are, we've seen what you are, and right now you may be better than this guy or you may not.
I feel like it's not necessarily the same situation because Justin Fields is younger, but if they went out and drafted a quarterback in the top 10, it would kind of feel like Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix. Like, why did you bring me here if you're just going to pick somebody else? By the way, Nate, quarter 3, 6:54 left. Knicks 70, Pistons 69.
Okay.
And I want to thank Jason Frick because Jason said Pistons coming back, and that led me to go check the score.
Thank you.
So Jets are on the clock. Aaron Glenn's over there. Nate's thinking defensive pick. I would agree with Nate on that one, to be honest with you. But could they also go offensive line, Nate,
Oof.
to help Justin Fields?
I don't think their offensive line is their weakness. I think they lost a lot on that defensive side of the ball, but the defense did play very well. But your offense struggled like badly. You know, Brees is still there, but you know, he's young. You're hoping he can do something to stay healthy. You do have Garrett Wilson, you restructure Alan Lazard, and then they got the other wide receiver. So I mean, you are going to need a quarterback who has the ability to get the ball downfield and be accurate. Who's not going to be a run first quarterback, which we know that's Justin Fields. He's going to get the fuck up and he's going to turn tail.
So, and obviously if they take Shedeur, the media frenzy surrounding that, you know, like that's going to be no doubt about it. That would probably end up being the story throughout the offseason. And minicamp would be the battle between those two guys, and everybody would want Shedeur to go in there and win that battle. You know, myself included. Like, nothing against Justin Fields, but obviously the Jets have not had a premier quarterback like that in a long time. And you saw how excited they got for their 1 year with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that first game, that was electric. And then Aaron Rodgers went out there 4 plays later and, you know, popped his Achilles.
Right.
But it was, no doubt about it, it was electric in that stadium that night because they thought they were seeing the start of something. And, you know, obviously it didn't work out. But Bill Lockard says he thinks AG is going to go with Will Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill Lockard says Walker or Will Johnson is the two I think they are debating over.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Nate?
Ask him what does Logan think? Because Logan is his son. He's been pretty damn good at this damn draft. The last couple of years, he's been
Pick is in for the Jets. So, Bill, you don't have a lot of time. But if you can get this in for us, I'll read your comment. And everybody else, too. If y'all want to make predictions, toss them in here, man. Because me and Nate just trying to, you know, accompany tonight, you know, and hopefully our guy is still around by the time we pick. All right, here we go. Here we go.
The 2025 NFL Draft. The New York Jets select Armand Mendu.
whoa.
Missouri.
They wouldn't tackle.
They went tackle.
You called it.
Oh.
He's not even there. They didn't even think he was gonna go that high. He's a mammoth of a dude. He is fast. For a big guy, he's very fast.
Wow. So they did end up going tackle.
Yeah, his combine is what shot him up.
Bill Lockhart says, so I have a wild take here. What would it take the Raiders to do a trade back up to get Sanders? I think if I was one of those teams that is, going to be getting ready to pick, and the Raiders called me, I'd say, you know what we need after careful consideration, I think we need a running back. I would say, you want our pick? Give us Genty. That's what I would do. I would be cutthroat about it though. But as far as the Raiders trading back in, they probably just need to give some draft picks. And they could get back in this thing. But right now, Carolina's on the clock and the pick is in. Carolina, they saw a little bit of a resurgence from Bryce Young towards the back end of last season, Nate. But do you think Carolina, who's been struggling to sell tickets, do they go get Shedeur? And
no,
so
I think Carolina goes either either go cornerback or tight end.
And I guess Bill said Landon says offensive tackle. So I think we have to give credit for that. But that does seem like a Brad Holmes type pick there, because Brad Holmes built his first draft, going with an offensive tackle first. So there you go. Nate, I'm gonna leave the folks with you here for just a moment. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. All right. All right, y'all. So we all in this together. We gonna see how this goes. Like I said, I think Carolina either goes tight end or cornerback. They definitely need a corner opposite J.C. Horn. And they need another weapon for Bryce Young. So we about to see how this goes. And then they hit us with the commercial.
All right. So while we have a commercial break, Nate, I wanna bring up a position that I don't think we're in the market for, but I am curious your opinion, and I'm gonna try to handle this with as much sensitivity as I possibly can. It is my understanding that two of the top wide receivers that would have been drafted in this draft, one of them is no longer with us, tragically. And the other one, I believe, was facing some legal issues, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the whole details there, but how do you think that affects the way wide receivers are valued in this specific draft? Meaning, when do you think the first one's going to come off the board, and who do you think it'll be?
I don't know, honestly. Wide receiver weren't as prevalent or top concerning. It wasn't a top heavy wide receiver draft class, especially with Travis Hunter leading it as far as he does. So I think the next wide receiver I think that was the guy out of Clemson. I can't even remember, honestly. I wasn't big
on the LSU guy who unfortunately died.
Right, not him.
And then Isaiah Bond out of Texas, but I think he had issues, if I'm not
mistaken. Yeah, he had issues, so not him. And then he talked crap, and then he did a sub. His 40 wasn't what he was talking. It was another guy. What the hell is his damn name? I cannot damn it think of it. I can't think of it. Shit.
Okay, so they had McMillan out of Arizona, who's 6'4", 219.
No, not him.
Matthew Golden out of Texas.
Yeah. Okay, Matthew Golden is a good one.
They got Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State.
No, he's not.
Emeka Ubaka
Oh,
out
out
of
of Ohio State.
Trey Harris out of Ole Miss, Luther Burden III out of Missouri. Any of those ring a bell?
No, that's not who the guy I was thinking. So he must not. His combine must have really dropped him down. He was out of Clemson. I just cannot think of his name right now. It'll come to me later.
Let me see if I can't find that Clemson wide receiver for Nate here. He's not even on the first page of people.
Right. Oh, was he? Was it Clemson? I don't know, man. I might be thinking the wrong damn school.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't hear much about wide receivers. That was
wide receivers weren't prevalent at all.
Because we were just talking about getting Bryce Young some help, maybe.
Right.
It's like, well, who is out there that they could go get? Now, if y'all talking about that tight end out of Penn State, he's a good one. They used him.
But you have to think about it. Is he better than Colston Loveland? That's debatable. That's arguable.
Yeah.
But so that's what I say. I think it's either going to be tight end or corner.
But maybe they go get Shedeur. Now, that would suck for Falcons fans to get beat by Sanders twice a year. I don't know about that one. Let's see here. The pick's coming up.
No, I doubt if they do that with Bryce Young.
With the 8th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Tedero McMillan, wide receiver.
All right. Well, we answered our own question, didn't we, Nate?
Yeah. I just know I thought he would go that high, but
hey, you know what? The good news is we didn't make a lot of predictions for this year's draft, y'all. But me and Nate have been kind of on the ball with the vicinity of the position that these GMs are thinking. So yeah. I'm gonna count
that. That dude Fitz is huge. He wear like a fucking 17 or something.
He's in purple. So he probably thought he was going to Minnesota. Or maybe he just likes to color purple.
Oh, no, I doubt it. Not with fucking Jefferson and what's his face.
Now, with McMillan, here's the deal. 6'4", 219. And then don't they have Leggett over there too?
Yep.
And Leggett's he's pretty big, right?
Yeah, he is.
So now you got two really tall wide receivers for Bryce Young to throw the ball to. Jason Frick said Jay Williams, linebacker out of Georgia. Bill Lockhart says Landon says corner Will Johnson. And then Bill Lockhart says Landon is at a school function, so he's not watching. And Bill says he's on a delay.
Oh, okay.
Saints pick is in. Now, again, I don't mean to make every single pick about Shedeur, but I know that is what the announcers are talking about without even having to hear the audio. But they were talking about maybe the Saints being a potential spot for Shedeur, but they were also talking about Jackson Dart being the one that Kellen Moore and company down there in New Orleans that they actually like. And I think Reggie is trying to hop in right now, so let's see if we can't get him in here to join us. So let's see if this is Reggie. It says Curtis Congregation, which I believe
that is Reggie.
Okay, I was hoping so. We'll see when he comes. Hey, Reggie, how's it going, man?
What up, dude?
I was confused because it said Curtis Congregation. I was like, I think that's Reggie, but we'll see.
Let me change that.
So Reggie, we're watching the draft on Nate's TV so that we don't get popped for copyright infringement. But right now we're on pick number 9. The Saints are on the clock, and Shedeur Sanders is still on the board. Reggie.
They got one of the worst quarterback situations in the league right now.
Well, I was telling Nate, I said, I've seen Shedeur mocked all over the place as far as the draft is concerned. Some people were saying as high as 3. Some people were saying right here at the Saints. Some people were saying pick 26 or later. So it's really all over the place. But I was told through the different people that are out there that the Saints like Shedeur. And then in the last week, they've said the Saints love Jackson Dart. So Reggie, who do you think would be better for the Saints and Kellen Moore's offense, Shedeur Sanders or Jackson Dart at Ole Miss?
I want to say Shore was the more accurate quarterback, correct?
He was the
Yeah.
most accurate quarterback out of everybody, I do believe.
Yes,
Yeah,
it does.
so in a Kellen Moore offense, that is what fits the best.
But do you think the Saints go get him right here?
I mean,
Because Genty's
Yeah,
already
like-
off the board.
so I guess, I mean, even with what we said, like he being mocked all over the place,
Yeah.
yeah, you could go there. It makes sense. I would do it. The question is, does he want to be there?
Right. That's a good point. I feel like I feel like Falcons fans would be sick to their stomach to lose to Dion's kid twice a year. And I keep bringing that up because I'm like, man, if the Falcons get a shot to draft Shedeur, I don't
They're
care.
not. They're
Man,
not.
man, come on, Nate.
But can I honestly say that Shedeur is better than Michael Penix? Hell no.
Oh, come on now.
No.
I mean, I like Michael Penix, but like
No.
the city of Atlanta would come alive.
No.
They're not about to do that after everything they did to do.
No. No. No.
And then for him actually taking over for,
And Kirk Cousins would be he would be like, I'm in a hostage situation. Let me out. He's like, I ain't never going to play like Brucey off of Longest Yard. I ain't never going to play now.
Right. But no.
all that money he getting paid to be a backup.
I'll clipboard. What you got for me? Here we go. Pick is in. Let's see what we got here, Nate.
And Mr. Commissioner, to want to ask the text for the with the ninth pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Kelvin Banks Jr. Tackle, Texas.
We're getting a run on tackles. I'm pretty sure like 3 out of the last 4 have been tackles.
Yeah. Well, this was defense though.
Oh, defensive tackle. Excuse me.
Oh no! Wait, this is the offensive guy.
Offense.
I thought
Yeah,
this was the
right
defense.
first
I
time.
thought they got a defensive tackle though that's supposedly was rated high. So that's me. I thought that was the defensive guy.
So real quick, Reggie, what's the score of the Pistons game?
86-78, New York.
Okay, so there's the update there. And then Reggie, you're our resident big fella, man. So what do you think about Kelvin Banks Jr.? Or do you have an opinion on him?
Man, you know what? You're starting to see the influence of Detroit Lions on other teams where they realize that, hey, going to the trenches, let's fix that first instead of diving into, the skill positions. Like, you can always get skill position players, but actually getting somebody to anchor your whole line, that's the key to winning football now. So anytime you can get a chance to grab a highly talented player like him on the O-line, you kind of got to run with it now. And that's why I wouldn't mind it if we did it. You know what I'm saying? Because we lost, was it Zeitler?
Yeah, but they was ready for his. I think they were prepared for that.
Well, the guy that me and Nate want, Reggie, is Shamar Stewart, the defensive end out of Texas A&M. That's the guy that that we mocked to us. And I said at the beginning of the show tonight, this draft is about Kelvin Shepherd and Aiden Hutchinson. And if you don't get them help, they're both going to be in your office saying, do you hate me? Because again, Kelvin Shepherd, first-time defensive coordinator, and Aiden Hutchinson, he really needs some help on that defensive line so that, what happened last year don't happen again. But right now, Ben Johnson's pick is in for the Bears. We know it's not going to be Ashton Genty, but Nate, do you think he goes out and gets Caleb Williams some help? Maybe Hampton out of North Carolina, that running back.
Yeah, it could be, or Omari and Hampton.
Or the tight end out of Penn State.
I mean, but I think they're invested in tight end and Cole Kmet.
Who is out there right now?
Fuck if I know. Two skinny white chicks.
That should be the name of the next podcast. Two skinny white chicks.
Well, it won't be nothing up there but fuck your two middle fingers.
Come on. That's hurtful, and you know it. We apologize to skinny white chicks everywhere on the On the Hunt podcast. But the views of Nate Rucker do not.
Skinny white chicks they love too.
That's right. That's right. The views of Nate Rucker are not necessarily the views of the entire podcast. Just saying. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Jason Frick says Detroit trading up, pick 15, taking Green.
Is that his is that his take? Or
That's his take. Yeah, because we're not that far behind.
Oh, I'm finna say, because if they get Green, I'm fucking ecstatic.
You're gonna see the lights come on in Nate's house. You're gonna be partying.
Right.
Yeah, we out. We out.
Uh-oh, you gonna see Nasty Nate.
That's right. Get nasty if you like, right?
Booga, booga.
I can't remember what Reggie always says, like, because the one that I always quote Reggie on, I know it's from Mulan, but I always quote Reggie when he's like, "Dishonor on you, dishonor on your family and your cow."
I hate you. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts.
Right.
I hope everything bad happens to you and only you.
That right now, that's what Dion's saying to all these teams. Like, you ain't gonna pick my son? How you gonna treat Shedeur like this? Now that would be something. It ain't gonna happen, but the Bears picking Shedeur, that'd be funny as hell. But we know they're not gonna do that. We know they're not gonna do that because they love Caleb Williams. He's so good.
He's so good.
I mean,
So here we go. Pick is in. Ugly ass logo. All right, who we got? Who we got? Who we got?
The NFL family lost a true legend. Bears Hall of Famer Steve McMichael.
oh wow.
My heart is with the McMichael family during this incredibly difficult time. Misty, please know that you are in our thoughts and prayers. Mongo's remarkable contributions to the game and the community will never be forgotten. His legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. 50 years ago, with the fourth pick in the 1975 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears selected one of Steve McMichael's teammates and closest friends, Walter Payton, running back, Jackson State. Walter would go on to rush for nearly 17,000 yards and 110 touchdowns over 13 seasons, all with the Chicago Bears. As you heard earlier, the NFL continues to honor Sweetness not only for his performance and excellence on the field, but also his commitment to give back to his community with the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. So with the 10th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Colston Woodland.
Oh, okay. So they go get that tight end out of Michigan, and not the one from Penn State. Nate, you are our Wolverine.
But that's what I said. I was like, who do you think is better? I don't think, Perry was that much better than Colston. Colston is more athletic. He's more of the receiving tight end. He's going to stretch the field more. He's a Sam Laporta type tight end. Like, he can do a lot. You can do tight end screens with him. You can line him up outside as a wide receiver. You can line him up on the inside. If they're coming from Michigan, of course, he can block. And like I say, they got a good player. Look at that. Like, I mean, he can move for a tight end. Look at that. And that's a corner he's about to run by. High points the ball good. Oh, look at that spin move.
All right, so the 49ers did not take a lot of time. They already got their pick in. Obviously, the big story with the 49ers, and I know this because my little sister Michaela is a big 49ers fan, they're aging. A lot of their stars are aging, and they also got to get Brock Purdy a new contract. I don't see the 49ers going Shedeur Sanders or going for a quarterback, although they could. They could, because they're almost the least loyal team when it comes to quarterback.
They need help everywhere. It ain't no
But
telling
I
what the hell.
see them going and getting that tight end out of Penn State. What about you, Reggie, for the 49ers?
Be a team. What they get.
Say what?
I said they need a team. I don't care what they get.
Right, that's what I'm saying. like Greg Kittle is old as well, but they're old. They're getting old across the defensive line. Bosa is getting washed up. Like they're kind of terrible at defensive tackle. Frank Warner is still good, but you're missing linebackers. Your cornerbacks are kind of janky. They lost what's his name? The safety. No, not yet. Wait, did they lose Debo? Yeah, Debo's gone, but they still got Brandon Ayuk. They lost the safety. What is it? Halafonga? Well, whatever his name is. So they got shit everywhere.
But who do you think they take, though? I realize you don't care who they take, but who do you think they take? Because I saw earlier today.
Fuck, I don't know. Fuck, they can take the goddamn water boy. They missing that too.
Oh man, I'm gonna get a message about that from my little sister. Like, hey, we're talking crap about my team.
I'm just saying, fuck.
Well, so I saw a mock draft earlier today where it had Shedeur going to the Rams, and it also had Shamar Stewart, the guy that me and Nate want, going right here to the 49ers.
I mean, like I say, I don't think Stewart goes before Walker from Georgia. So
I hope not. Listen, I hope they forget Stewart even exists until our team goes on.
I mean, like I say, you got Walker, you've got Green, you've got James Pierce. You've got, you know what I'm saying? You've got a lot of guys. You got the defensive end. You got one from UCLA, one from Boston College. So there's, like I say, it's defensive end, rush end heavy.
Yeah. But Bill, so Jason said that it was his dream that Detroit would trade up to pick 15 and take Green. And then Bill says, he says, me looking at Ohio State fans with 3 already gone before they got 1.
He's such a Michigan guy. You gotta love it.
I love it. I love that.
What did Jacksonville end up grabbing?
Travis Hunter. They went up to
Travis
number 2
Hunter. They traded
overall.
that Travis too.
And then Cleveland went back to 5. And if I remember correctly,
Yes.
who did Cleveland get?
A quarterback, I hope.
No,
It wasn't a quarterback. We have not seen another.
No, they got Mason Graham to go with Myles Garrett.
Oh yeah.
Oh Lord.
But the only quarterback that's gone so far, Reggie, has been Cam Ward, number 1 overall, to the Titans. But hey, if you want to throw this in there, we'll throw it in just to cover our bases here. Dion did play for the 49ers too, so maybe they say, you know what? Let's go get Shedeur. Again, I hate to be that guy, but that's what people are thinking. They're like, where is this guy gonna go? Because right now he's officially outside of the top 10. And now is when they start talking about the slide. But I will say, because of NIL, the slide is not such a big deal anymore because all of these guys that are getting drafted have already made some money during their careers. So it's not like they're waiting, and just praying for an opportunity. But see, now they got the camera on him, and if he keeps sliding, they're going to keep that camera on him all night long. So we'll see. But Nate, do you think that the 49ers go get Brock Purdy some competition?
No. See, here's your starting quarterback. This is why they say he's gonna fall. Only person you can say he's better than on here is Dak. Because Dak is trash. He's so trash.
But wait a minute now. I mean, Tua was up there.
Tua's not trash. He just got concussion protocol, so they could take him.
Tua
They
spent
could.
half his time
Because
in the
in a
emergency
minute,
room.
because one more concussion, Tua's gonna have CTE. So shit.
He already got CTE, man.
Shit.
Oh, we just seen
Tua-
this man throw up gang signs twice.
All right.
Dude
Listen,
got CTE.
he fucking
Tua is out there like the Jackson 5, you know, ABC.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck.
It's bad.
If he fall tying his damn shoes, he get a concussion.
So I think he can put Shador over Tua. That's all I'm saying.
Nah.
And I'm Sergeant Mitchell Johnston. I'm here with service members of the United States Army, Marine Corps, and the Navy. We're proud to announce that this year we're celebrating our 250th anniversary. We're grateful for the opportunity to partner with the NFL Salute to Service and the USO in introducing the San Francisco 49ers 2025 draft day.
With the San Francisco 49ers draft pick, back to you in Green Bay.
Shador Sanders.
There was something about his eyes that was scaring me.
Let's see what we got here. 49ers.
Thank you to our men and women who serve in the United States military for your sacrifices to defend our country's freedom. With the 11th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Michael Williams,
Oh,
defensive
yeah.
end, Georgia.
Okay. Now, Nate and Reggie, I want both you guys to weigh in
I
on this.
thought Mike Hill would have been after Walker. That boy gums. It's like he smoked 50. He like smoking. His gums black as shit. Either that or some goddamn Tootsie Rolls in his mouth.
Tootsie Rolls.
He looks like he's from the Matrix. Red pill, blue pill.
Man, oh my God.
Reggie, you gotta see this, man. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but he's got the sunglasses on. Like at least he looks comfortable though.
He does look like Morpheus. With hair.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm highly distracted right now.
Hold up, wait a minute. Who's on? The Dallas Cowboys are on the clock, and Shador Sanders is right there. If this, I am going to become obnoxious for 365 business days. Okay, if they pick Shador Sanders, because I told Bobby that a month ago, and Nate can testify to it because he was on the show with me. I said the Cowboys going to go get Shador.
Yeah,
Didn't I, Nate? Didn't I?
It'll be very interesting.
This is the moment. I didn't even realize they were up, but here we go. Like I said, I'm about to be
And the pick is in already.
No, Cameron Payne just spit all over the ref. Like literally just I'm like, oh my Lord. How's that not a tech?
Wow.
Bro,
Real quick.
Only thing I see it says the score is 93-85.
97-91 New York.
Come on, Pistons. Damn it.
Man, come on.
I'm living vicariously through y'all because the Charlotte Hornets are never going to make the playoffs. They just got me sad all the time. All right, Cowboys pick is in. I swear, if it is Shador Sanders, I'm going to be obnoxious. Take this microphone away from me.
Well,
Here we go. Here we
Might as
go.
well do it.
Jerry Jones, you got to, man. Come on, Jerry.
Jerry might go Will Johnson. He might go corner.
Jerry, even Dak don't like Dak. Come on.
Or do he put somebody on the opposite side?
Here we go. Here we
Michael
go.
Parsons.
Here we go.
in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Booker, guard, Alabama.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
So we're seeing, I'll be honest with you, Nate, we're seeing a lot more offensive linemen than I thought we would see in this first round go. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, they've been saying that you gotta look at your top offensive lines: Kansas City, Detroit, Philly, in no particular order. So you got to keep your quarterback upright. Dak Prescott, we know, needs fucking 20 minutes to complete a pass. So this big boy is a boy.
I don't like the running to the stage though. I don't like that because somebody about to
Do
pop.
you see how much of a distance that is? Like, why is it so fucking?
But why are you running to the stage? They haven't given you the check yet, man.
That's excitement. You played all this time.
I get that, but I ain't running to the stage. I'm a walk. I'm a walk gingerly.
It would take you 5 minutes to get there. By the
It's
time you get up there,
my moment. It's my moment. I'm not about to pop an Achilles going to go hug the commissioner.
that's why they running.
All right, Dolphins are on the clock. I have no idea. None whatsoever with the Dolphins.
Dolphins better go defense. That's shit. Especially, I think they're either gonna go corner or safety.
Reggie, it was Booker out of Alabama, Tyler Booker, guard out of Alabama, that just went to the Cowboys. What is your thoughts on him? Because I know you study offensive line pretty thoroughly.
Once again, it's in a position of need for them too. I want to say, didn't they lose their starting guard as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, everybody's just trying to plug positions with the most talented player they can get right now. And if it's an old lineman, like I said, right now, you got to control the trenches. So it is what it is. I don't care about.
Yeah, he built like a goddamn pine tree. His legs big as hell.
Tree trunk.
Shit, I didn't know they had damn braces that big.
So we do want to say thank you to everybody that's tuning in on the live stream tonight. We got a bunch of people watching. Remember, my friends, when you like this video and you hit that subscribe button, it really does help us out. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and we need your help to get there. So please like this video. Hey, hit that share button because our team ain't picking till 28th, which means we're going to be on here for a long time because it's 9:29 already, and I'm tired. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm tired. This is past my bedtime. But I'm hoping Shamar Stewart, his names get called for the Lions, and then it's worth it. So, but remember to like this video and hit that subscribe button. We would appreciate it. Reggie, they got about 5 minutes on the clock here for the Dolphins. What do you think the Dolphins do?
The way everything going with they're gonna need a wide out.
I think because of Tyreek.
Tyreek and Waddle. Waddle can't stay on the field, and Tyreek is a nutcase.
So who do you think they take then?
Oh, his dad. I forgot his dad did play. I remember him now.
What wide receiver do you think they take, Reggie?
You goddamn buddy.
They could take anything at this point. Hold on. Sorry, I'm playing distracted ball right now.
We really should have two different screens on for Nate. Let's see.
He's carrying him while he walks. That's crazy.
Let's see here. So 3 minutes left here for about 4 minutes, actually, for the Dolphins. I said the Dolphins don't make any sense because I remember when I was living in Florida, the Dolphins had Ricky Williams, and like that was the only reason to go to a Dolphins game, was to see Ricky Williams. And of course, the years that I'm talking about was the years that he was off the field a lot because of the issue with marijuana, which now isn't even really a thing anymore. But back then it was a big deal and everybody loved to talk about it. But yeah, Dolphins, the pick is in for the Dolphins, so they will pick somebody. It's just a matter of who are they going to pick. Again, I don't want to turn every single pick into about quarterback because it's not. But we haven't seen another quarterback go since Cam Ward. And
I don't think you're going to see a quarterback till sometime after 25.
dude, I'm telling you, if Shamar and Shador are available when Detroit goes to pick, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. And again, I don't think you know, I honestly don't believe Shador is going to be that concerned because I'm pretty sure he's already made a lot of money through like advertising deals and whatever. So I don't think he's necessarily concerned about sliding because he's going to go to a better team anyway. But Jackson Dart's another one that we talked about briefly. Kyle McCord out of Syracuse. We didn't really talk a lot about Kyle McCord, but I'm aware of him because I live in upstate New York. He was a one-year rental. You know, he was at Ohio State, played pretty good ball at Ohio State. Then Syracuse.
Oh, he got his ass kicked by Michigan twice.
But then Syracuse went and got him, and he had a great year last year with Syracuse. By the way, Syracuse and Fran Brown, that is a team that you need to have on your radar for college football season. But Kyle McCord, you know, he did a good job running that offense at Syracuse, and it was really on.
You got to think about it. He got ran out of Ohio State because he ran his mouth. Talking about bad they were going to beat Michigan and blah, 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 blah. He went out there, took a shit twice, got sacked, beat up, and then next thing you know, he was getting death threats by Fuckeye fans, and then he left.
But what I'm saying is when he got to Syracuse, he applied himself, and he did a really good job. And
I just look at it like this. He played against lesser competition.
I mean, that's fair, but I'm just saying, like, I think McCord could be a pretty good one. You also have Will Howard out of Ohio State that they've talked about quite a bit lately. Riley Leonard out of Notre Dame, you know, he's getting a lot of talk because his team obviously went the distance in college football last year. I don't think if they wouldn't have made the playoffs, I don't think Riley Leonard would be talked about nearly as much. But again, there are some good quarterbacks in this class. I didn't cover them really on the show because we don't need one.
Yeah, I gave 260 one quarterback.
I had to bow out for a second, fellas. I should be back before we draft, though.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Reggie.
Yes, sir.
But like I said, I don't want to make every single pick about Shador. But you do wonder, where will he go? My dad, by the way, who is a Packers fan, my dad believes that Shador is going to go to the Steelers. And he's been saying that for like the last month and a half. My dad has. So that was his prediction. So we'll see what happens there. And we're not getting any more comments in the comment section. So if y'all are trying to leave them, we're not seeing them. But please leave them and we'll read them here on the live cast. All right, pick is in with the commissioner. Here he comes. And I think Nate Rucker's going to fly into the screen here in a second. Here we go.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Kenneth Grant.
Oh, bitch.
Michigan.
All right, so Nate is pissed. Why is Nate pissed?
Because I did not want him to. I wanted him to fall if he had a chance to fall to the Lions. So, have you seen? Have you ever seen a defensive tackle chase down a running back?
Not since Sue.
This dude of a behemoth right here. He is so slept on, but he's so big, so strong. Him and Mason Graham were why Mason Graham was so good. But this guy here, they're going to show this play, him chase down the running back from Penn State. When I talk about a big, do you see how much he weighs? Watch this guy move. I mean, his top end speed, here it comes. His top end speed for a big guy is incredible. No, that's not the play. Hell no. They've got to show it.
Colts pick is already in, so they obviously know what they were looking for, and either they're getting the guy they wanted or they're getting the best available. So we'll see what happens here with the Colts. Colts have got.
Watch this. Watch him run. Look at this. Dude think he's gone. Look at him.
Wow. You weren't joking. You weren't joking. Damn.
30 yards down the field. Dude thought he was gone.
So Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, goes to the and we still haven't seen an Ohio State player go off the board.
Because they haven't beat Michigan in 4 years. Ha ha!
All right, so Colts. I mean, they've got Daniel Jones, they got Anthony Richardson, and they got a lot of needs, I think. So Colts, what do you think?
They need wide receivers. I think they're good at defensive end.
Maybe Isaiah Bond or no?
Completely different field cap from the first 13 a year ago.
Who do you think for wide receiver for the Colts?
I didn't look at this wide receiver draft. Only one I know is a Mecca from Ohio State, honestly. A Mecca, Isaiah Bonds, who stays in trouble, and Golden out of Texas.
Now,
but there was a dude, he's 6'7", he ran a 4.2 at his pro day.
okay.
And I know that did push him up some draft board. I can't think of his name. But yeah.
Every pick is in, or they're coming up. Let's see here. What do we got?
Indianapolis Colts select Tyler Warren.
I got the tight end.
Penn State.
Now he was a Swiss Army knife. I saw Penn State play against USC, and I was impressed by all the different packages they worked in for Tyler Warren. They had him at fullback, running back, tight end, little wide receiver as well. He did not get as much press, I don't believe, as Travis.
Hey, I thought that was George Burns right here.
But Nate, what do you think about Tyler Warren?
Oh, he's a good prospect. Another good tight end. He's not as fast and mobile as Colson Loveland, but he was very good.
So right here is where Jason Frick said Detroit trading up pick 15. I believe this is pick 15 coming up, right?
Yep, it's Atlanta.
So let's see if Jason's dream comes true. He wanted Detroit to trade up and go get Green. Go get Green. So we'll see here. But again, just to throw it out there, and I know I sound like a broken record, but Falcons, you got Michael Penix. I like Michael Penix. You got Kirk Cousins. How about little Shedeur Sanders? We'll see what happens here. But as far as the Falcons are concerned, I don't claim to know what they need. I know they need solid quarterback play, and maybe they'll get that out of Penix because I do like Michael Penix. He was my second favorite quarterback out of last year's draft class behind Bo Nix. So I do like Michael Penix Jr., but I'm just looking at it like,
man, that was a catch though. He's not fast. He's not real twitchy, which is why he went behind Colson Loveland. Colson Loveland is way more fleet of foot.
But look at that though. Look at all the different positions they put him at Penn State. So Jason Frick says, let's go. 5 minutes and 27 seconds left here for the Falcons on their pick. And Jason Frick's dream is on the line. I hate to be so dramatic, but we need the ratings. So, but Jason, this is your moment right here, man. I see you in the comment section. And Jason says, Falcons need a defensive end. Listen, they can get anyone they want except for Shamar Stewart. Don't you dare.
I would take Mike Green first, then Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, but we both agreed that Green ain't gonna be there by the time we pick. So what I'm saying,
well, fuck. I mean, right now, shit,
we're halfway there, Nate.
Fuck,
we're halfway there.
I thought Shedeur would have been gone. So shit.
All right, here we go. Shedeur Sanders with pick number 15 to the Falcons. I'm just kidding. That probably won't happen, but I'm just saying. Nate done froze again on us.
No, everybody's calling me like I'm not doing something.
There we go. There's Nate. Now Nate's sideways. Now he's back to where he's supposed to be. There we go. Yeah, man. I mean, the Falcons could trade. We have not seen a trade in a hot minute here in this draft. I think we've only seen one of them. One trade, Nate?
Yeah, just one trade.
So now the question becomes, if we were trying to trade up, what do we have to bargain with? So y'all tell me in the comments, what are you willing to give up to go up?
Yes.
And I think some people might say JMO, and I would disagree with that. I would say do not get rid of JMO.
No, J-Mo's not going anywhere.
So,
People might as well get over that.
but Nate, do you think it's worth it to try to trade with the Falcons or with anybody else to move up?
No, not trading J-Mo.
No. I don't mean trading JMO. I mean like in general.
Oh, well, that's not. I mean,
Is there anybody out there right now that's worth trading up?
That's not Brad Holmes style.
He did trade up though for JMO though.
Yeah, but he used his draft pick, things of that. Like, we don't have a plethora of draft picks right now.
Right.
And remember, when he did that for JMO, that's because that's what he wanted, and he identified his player. And if he's going to do it, he's going to do it. I mean, but it's not like he's more historically going to trade down to accumulate picks. We're not in that position where we need the skilled players right now.
Right.
Like, we're coming off 15-2. Now we're accruing talent. You see what I'm saying? We're in that position where we're able to draft the best player available. We still know what we need on the defensive end side, but Brad Holmes doesn't necessarily have to move up. Right now, if you want to move back into the first round, holla at me.
So Jason's saying a third this year and a third next year. He would give that up right now to go get Green.
That's not enough.
Jason, your dream is quickly evaporating, brother. I don't know how much time they got left.
You got to think about it. Each pick has a value, has a certain point value. And 2 third-round picks are not going to equal a first-round point value. It's not going to happen.
I mean, it works when I do it in Madden. So how much time is left for the Falcons, Nate? Because
1 minute and 35 seconds.
Okay.
What's the score on my Pistons? They're probably still losing. They can't seem to get over the fucking hump.
Let's see here. Detroit Pistons. Right now, fourth quarter, 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Knicks 108, Pistons 103.
Oh shit.
It's close though.
Yeah, but
I know close you don't care about close, but
no, if they would have been tied or something, okay. Oh my God, what the
all right, let's see what we got here. They got Shedeur on the screen again. He's looking concerned. Now, who's that guy?
Oh, Jelon Walker.
All right, out of Georgia.
Look, it was less than 1% chance he'd be available. He was supposed to go top 10. He was supposed to win before Williams.
Right. So we got the camera predominantly on you, Nate, just so you know.
Oh.
Nate over here, he's over here like brushing his beard and everything, and everyone's just looking at Nate. Falcons pick is in, so Jason's dream has now turned into a nightmare. I'm sorry, Jason. I was rooting for you, brother. Let's see here, though. Their pick is in. Jalen Walker, take him. That's fine. Don't you dare take Green or Stewart, though. Don't you dare do that. And if you pick Shedeur Sanders, you're going to sell every single ticket in that Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I guarantee you. That jersey going to be the best-selling jersey by next week in the NFL. Let's see what we got here. Pick is in. Here comes the commissioner.
If you watch it, why would you fall?
At least I thought here comes the commissioner, but now they're taking their sweet-ass time with it. They're showing a tailgate party. It's so funny with Green Bay because like Green Bay's built up like, the buildings around their stadium, but like as soon as you get outside of that, it's all just residential houses. Like it's not really like a huge city like you might think it would be. All right, so Falcons pick is in. They're moving the camera towards the stage. Maybe the commissioner will be making his way out there. Let's see. Pick is in. All right, here we go. There he is. All right, Nate, can you there we go. Thanks, man.
Jalen Walker, defensive end, Georgia.
So that was the guy that Nate thought they might go with because he was just mentioning that. So Jalen Walker goes off the board.
Yeah, they thought he would have been gone.
So now the Cardinals are on the clock, and I would say at this point, you're at a point now where any of these teams could trade. I realize that top 10 picks can also be traded, but once you get to the middle part of the first round, that's where you start seeing teams, because they get the opportunity to have a little bit more clarity whenever they go up to pick because they know what everybody else has already done. So if your team has a middle first round pick and their guy's already gone, that's where you see them say, okay, let's go on the phone here. Let's trade back and regroup because we all the guys we wanted are out of the building. So I don't know if the Cardinals are in that situation or maybe the guy they've wanted has survived all these other picks. But Nate, what do you think about Jalen Walker first? And then what do you think about who the Cardinals select?
Well, I thought he would have been gone. Like I say, Walker and Williams, though, they were a dynamic duo. Both, one on the left, one on the strong side, one on the weak side. Like I say, they both they had them dropping back. They read coverages. They did a lot of spying with them. You see, the burst, able to contain, able to run down above a quarterback, able to, pass rushing was very good. So it was one of them. I'm surprised he's there.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Walker didn't have all the stats in the world, right? He was more of an upside guy.
Well, neither one of them did. Walker or Will, neither one had mind-blowing sack numbers, but that's just the way Georgia played them. Georgia dropped them back a lot more than just did what they did traditionally with rushing the quarterback. Georgia defense wasn't what it was. So you had two good ends. You had a decent corner, and then you had a very good safety in Starks. So they did what they could do with what they had.
Okay. Jason Frick says, Green's still available. My dream lives. So Jason holding on to the hope that I believe Mike Green, right?
Yep.
Mike Green's still there. The defensive.
It's only as good as when you get to 25 and he's still there.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm holding on over here because I'm like, man, come on, Shamar, just fall down to 28. But I'm also I'm equally as intrigued by this Shedeur Sanders thing. I know that's not going to be a surprise to anybody because I've only said that name 1,100,000 times as we've been doing this so far. But I am very, very surprised he has taken this long to get picked. And I do think he'll be the better quarterback. I think he'll be better than Cam Ward. But for all the different teams that talked about needing a quarterback, I'm not seeing any urgency outside of the Titans picking number 1 overall, which again is a little bit surprising considering everything they've been telling us, all these announcers have been telling us over the past couple of months. So, but the pick is in for the Cardinals. Hopefully Nate can hear me. If Nate can't run back into frame, I'll be sure to tell you what I'm seeing on Nate's TV. So no worries there. But the Cardinals pick is in. Cardinals obviously last year went out and got Marvin Harrison Jr., the very talented wide receiver out of Ohio State. That obviously helped out Kyler Murray. And maybe they go with another wide receiver. I don't know that there's anybody out there that they're certainly, excited about. I'm not sure. I don't have inside information like that, but we'll see. And again, as Nate and I have told y'all, this is a very deep defensive end, defensive tackle in general, defensive line draft. Very deep class as far as that's concerned. And the Cardinals have no need for a quarterback. They're not going to go get Sanders. They're fine with Murray. In fact, I'd be shocked if they did. So let's see here. They're showing a couple people in the green room right now. Matthew Golden, the Texas wide receiver, is being shown on the screen at the moment. I remember him being pretty good. I don't know a ton about him, but I remember him being talked about very, very well.
He is Chicago. We got him a tight end. You got to help him with some weapons on the outside or protection up front.
Cardinals pick his end. They're talking right now. Hopefully you guys can hear them.
Basically runs the defense. They just can't bust the task very well down there. They need some juice off the edge. They need some juice on the inside. We'll take up one time Doc Sweat from free agency. Doc Sweat from the Philadelphia Eagles who want to carry it up in the Super Bowl against Kansas City. They still do want to see wide receivers. They drafted one, obviously.
So they're talking about defensive end or wide receiver for the Cardinals, if y'all can't hear them.
First year there with Arizona when they're quarterback Kyler Murray. So the Cardinals pitch is
All right, here comes the pick for the Cardinals.
the announcement of the Cardinals at 16. Repeat 16 in the 2025 NFL draft. The Arizona Cardinals select Walter Nolan, defensive tackle, Mississippi.
Okay. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Walter Nolan, defensive tackle out of Ole Miss. I know nothing about him. I know nothing about him. So if Nate has an opinion, I'm sure he'll pop in. But Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss, defensive tackle. That's who the Cardinals got just now.
One season, Mason Grant.
Okay, that's
I don't even know that one.
no, you got me with that one too.
Now, here, Bengals are on the clock. Bengals did something that they never do this offseason, which is they spent money.
Right, they signed both of their guys, which was rare.
Right, and I think they signed Trey Hendrickson, didn't they?
No.
Okay, so maybe they go get Mike Green.
I mean, that would be interesting. That would be very interesting.
Well, let's see this footage on Walter Nolan. And Nate, if you got opinions, please put them out there.
I'm looking at it now.
Why are they showing Texas A&M footage for Ole Miss guy? Or did he transfer?
He transferred.
Okay.
He's very upright, but you can tell he's strong, got good hands. He doesn't get off the line very fast. He looks more like more like a zero technique.
Okay.
He doesn't seem like he's going to be a guy that gets a lot of sacks, but he does. If he does get one-on-one, like he is able to beat the guard and split the center. So he's a very good gap penetrator, but I'm not saying nothing overly special. But
Jason,
I mean, that was just off their quick little highlight, so could be wrong.
yeah. Jason says Jason is now on board with the idea of Green going to the Bengals, but he's saying that because Sam Hubbard retired.
Oh yeah.
I
but then again,
don't
think-
remember seeing any.
But I honestly think that Stewart fits better with the Bengals than Green does.
Don't you say that, Nate.
I'm just being honest.
Why you saying mean shit? We're so close.
Did my Pistons lose?
It says 117, 113, 2 seconds left. Knicks with the ball. Or Knicks in the lead.
Yeah, we lost.
Bengals pick is in, no trade, so we'll see what happens here. Of course, they're on a commercial and they're showing Colorado. Now, wouldn't that be something if Shiloh goes before Shador? That would piss some people off.
That'll be some shit.
Bengals also could go offensive line if they want to protect their massive amount of money they put into Burrow and his receivers. But I also know that the big story about the Bengals last year was that they could score with anybody, but they couldn't stop anybody. It still says 2 seconds left. I don't know if that's just Google being slow. No, hold on. It says Pistons. It says Knicks 117, Pistons 116, 2 seconds left.
It ain't enough.
They might do it, Nate. 1 second left.
0.15.
Come on, they got it.
Malik Beasley foul. Tobias Harris hit a 3. Malik Beasley foul with 0. Oh yeah, it's whoever was just made a free throw. So yeah, so that's a done deal.
But they still got 1 second left from what I'm seeing on Google.
0.15 is 118, 116.
And does the Pistons have the ball?
Not yet. They're what's the name's at the free throw line?
Well, I'm rooting for him. I can't tell if the Bengals because the cameras.
No, they're not. No, they're not back up yet.
Okay.
Tim, I'm just checking these scores and seeing what the hell happened. Carl Anthony Towns had 31. Brunson 30, 22 from Anunoby, 20 from Bridges. Oh, they all hit a lot of damn threes. That's why. That's what that was. The Knicks hit a whole lot of damn threes.
Well, I'm hoping they
Beasley.
pull out a last second one here.
No, it's over. Pistons lost. 118,
Is it?
116. Yeah. Malik Beasley was 2 for 10. That was the loss. 2 for 10. He only had 12 points. Yeah.
Well, that stinks. I'm sorry, Nate. At least the series isn't over yet, so that's good. By the way, for folks who are wondering where Bobby is, Bobby has to work tonight. I think Bobby said he's got to work till like 10:15 or something like that. So he may pop in, but don't count on it just because this was kind of last minute. But I woke up this morning and I went, something's happening today, and I went, oh yeah, it's the draft. So that's why me and Nate got this together real quick, and obviously we were happy to see Reggie be able to pop in when he did. So Nate, are they back yet on TV or no?
No, not yet. They're getting ready to.
Okay. So we'll see who the Bengals select here. Hopefully they don't pick our guy. We'll see.
I'm trying to get you back. There we go.
Oh,
17 pick,
damn it.
25 NFL draft. The Cincinnati Bengals select Shamar Stewart.
I told you.
Damn it, damn it, damn it.
I told you.
Well, that sucks. But,
Hey, I told you he fits them more than Mike Green does.
but that means Mike Green's still there, right?
I told he fits them. His production's going to go up.
But that means Mike Green's still there.
Yeah. I don't like his outfit, but
Damn. I was really hoping. I was getting excited because he was still there, but again, the guys that me and Nate covered, well, there's still options out there. So we'll see what the Lions.
man, look at that speed. Woo.
I know that would have been nice. That would have been nice to pair that up with Aiden Hutchinson, but was not meant to be, unfortunately. So my streak is over. That means next year I got to start a new streak. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, here's the thing I'd brother dropped Mercedes than a pickup truck because I like to drive fast. At least I know I can go fast in a
Did he just compare him to a Mercedes Benz?
Yeah, he said Mercedes Benz or a pickup truck. I'd rather drive fast. Like I say, he's got all the potential. I
If the guys didn't need coach, I would have a job.
I mean, his suit looked like a bathrobe, but
He's comfy. He's comfy.
It
Wow.
definitely looks like a bathrobe.
Jason says Detroit probably trade him back now, but I don't know though, because Green's still there. And if Detroit trades back, I'm gonna be pissed because this is way past my bedtime.
Man,
Got me up here. Past my bedtime. But if Green's still there, and the guy from Boston College is still there too, with the name that I can't pronounce. Nate, do you remember his name?
who?
The guy from Boston College.
Hold on. I had to look. It's a long ass name. It's Ola. It's one of them long African names. Don't get me trying to damn it mispronounce it. But yeah, it's one of them long damn names.
So,
And I'm checking my notes.
college.
So Walker's gone, Abdul Carter's gone, Shamar Stewart is gone, Michael Williams gone, Jalon Walker is gone.
Donovan Izuruko.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's wondering, the knock on him was his size. They were saying he wasn't the size that he needed to be for defensive end because he's 6'2", 248 pounds. But if you're looking at his stats, though, he had some really good stats. Trying to see here, he had 16 and a half sacks last year for Boston College. So very productive guy. But the size was the thing that everybody was complaining about. But Nate did say, whenever we were talking about him a couple weeks ago, Nate did say, look, size is something that can be fixed. It's the technique and everything else that you either kind of have to have or you don't. And Nate, I don't know if you want to expand upon that, but 6'2", 248 defensive end.
I mean,
you gotta get bigger, right?
Well, it depends because what I look at and what you're looking at in the NFL, when you're talking about setting that edge, you want guys that are meeting. We tried that with the smaller rush ends and the smaller linebackers. You know, we tried that with the James Houston. That shit worked for 1 year. And then you couldn't do nothing else once they get the game film on you because of that.
Right.
Like, there's not too many short defensive ends out there that have been productive like that. They all had to get bigger, a la Khalil Mack. They had to get stronger.
Here comes pick.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Gray Zabel.
Oh, they got the
North
guard.
Dakota State.
So there he is, Will. There's your guy. You just mentioned it.
Okay. Now that was somebody that was mocked quite a bit to Detroit. For anybody out there that was paying attention to the mock drafts, they really liked Detroit getting that guy in particular. So now you're seeing a lot of the top offensive linemen are off the board. You're seeing a lot of the defensive linemen starting to go off the board. Shedeur Sanders is sitting there going, any UFL team want me? So, you know, maybe Jason talked about Detroit trading back out of the first round. I don't think that they need to do that quite yet. I mean, obviously, if Mike Green goes off the board, Will Johnson goes off the board, and the guy from Boston College goes off the board, then yeah, probably trade back and see what you can get. But that's the other one I was going to ask you about, Nate. Will Johnson, why the hell is he still on the board?
Because people were talking about his last workout and because he didn't run.
But
So-
you like Will Johnson, right?
Oh yeah, I love Will Johnson. So
Now-
I mean, it's gonna be interesting. It is. I mean, that's why I said that in the chat. Like, okay, that'll be real interesting.
And we're getting close now, folks. I mean, we pick what, 28th?
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I can't see it on the board, Nate. I don't mean to pop quiz you here, but this is the 19th one, right?
Yep.
All right, so we are 28 minus 19. We're 9 picks away, folks. And that's where this shit gets stressful. Because I remember before we ever did the podcast, with the year that Derrick Henry was getting drafted, I kept waiting, and I'm like, come on, Detroit, get Derrick Henry. And he went a pick before we were getting ready to pick. I'm like, no. And then last year, I waited and waited and waited. And I was like, Terrion Arnold is my guy. I want Terrion Arnold.
Yeah, you did.
And we got him. We got him. Jahmyr Gibbs, though, I don't think anything will ever beat the reaction on that one, because me and Nate had gone back and forth about who was going to be the better running back. And, you know, I was defending my guy. Nate was defending Bijan. I mean, both are very talented. But I remember I was not expecting him to go 12th the way he did. And I was like, no shit. But at this point, Nate, I mean, Jason brought it up as a discussion topic. Trading back, is it worth trading back out of the first round, or do you think we still chill out and wait and see what happens?
I mean, again, we're in that position. This is the downside of being a winning team.
Mm-hmm.
This is the downside. You have to wait to the end of the end of the night to even know what your team's going to do. You know, you lose out or you miss out on the plethora of guys. And what this is where you get to see how good your team is, or how good your general manager is. How good is your scouting department? Because this is where it shows. Are we able to still hit on these draft picks without them being top 10 guys?
Right.
You know, we've seen him hit on every single pick since he's been there, except maybe the first year. There's a couple little sketchy ones, but he's been 80% yes and 20% fuck off. So, you know, it's one of them like, okay, I can't really be mad about that.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, though, like I said, the three that come to the top of my mind at the moment would be the guy out of Boston College,
Mhm.
Mike Green, Will Johnson.
Okay, you have though. Then you have the other defensive end out of Ohio State, and then you have another defensive end out of UCLA as
And
well.
Oregon. The one from Oregon that they keep mocking to us too. He hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, but I'm not sold on that. I wouldn't even look at that guy.
And we haven't seen, I mean, we're 19 picks in. We have not seen an Ohio State Buckeye.
Yeah. Emeka. But that's what I'm saying. So you got Emeka, and then you've got the defensive end, something. It's like a long ass Polynesian name.
Yeah, LT, right?
Huh?
LT, right?
Yeah.
And
Hey,
Bill
that's
is
a great
back.
sum up. That's a great way to sum that shit up.
Yeah, no, because I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to try that name. No, thank you.
Shit, I know I wasn't.
Bill Lockard says he
said what happened?
Bill Lockard says that he's back. He says the draft is playing out in our favor, and Bill Lockard said Pierce. So,
He's talking about James Pierce.
Out of Tennessee, and then Jason Frick.
No, Pierce. He's not out of Penn State. He's out of
Tennessee.
Tennessee. I thought you said Penn State.
No. I said Jason Frick said Harmon. And see, I told y'all that's what they were gonna do. Look, they got him up there on the screen with the stats and everything. And
so they're saying what they had him at. Those are his percentages of the teams where he would go. Look at Deion and Gilly
Got the big hat.
Right.
I'm telling you though, man, like I don't mean to be a fanboy, but I really believe Shador is going to be fine. Wherever
Yeah.
he goes, he's going to apply himself and he is going to be great. I really
But
believe.
like I say, that's one of the. I think that is got to do with the sins of the father.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it too, Nate.
And
All
I
right,
won't even say I won't even say the sins of a father
Here
because
we
he
go.
hasn't done anything. It's just the arrogance of
Yeah.
him.
Buccaneers here with the pick. Let's see what they do here. Maybe they go Jack Sawyer at Ohio State.
Somebody take him. I don't want us to take him.
2025 NFL Draft. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Emeka Egbuka.
There you go. They're going
I was
Mecca.
close. I had the right college.
I told you they're going Mecca.
I'm not trying to get half credit here, y'all, but I'm just saying I had the right college. So how many Michigan people was that before one Ohio State guy?
4. All of them in the draft except Will. So you have what was that? 4, 3. So you had both defensive ends, both defensive tackles. Graham. You had Graham, Grant, Grant, Colston Loveland, and it was somebody else, wasn't it?
Yeah, you guys have had a lot of Michigan logos popping up tonight. Bill probably's got the play-by-play. Let's see here. Bill Lockhart says, okay, will Brad Holmes do the unthinkable and move in front of Green Bay to get our guy?
Oh, so it's been 3 Wolverines. Yeah, 3 Wolverines.
Nate's still on that. Denver's on the clock right now, and the one thing I have begged the Broncos to do, they don't ask me my opinion.
They're going to need to give Bo Nix another weapon. Their defense
They need to get a running back, and Hampton is on the board. So is the guy from Arizona.
But they've got, Javonte Williams has been good, but they do need another back.
And they could go get Scatabo. Is that his name?
Yeah, Scatabo.
They also could go get Amari and Hampton out of North Carolina. He was good. North Carolina was mediocre, but he was really good. But again, Denver, go get yourself a running back, please. You need somebody to be that guy. But Broncos are, like I said, they're on the clock right now. And we're into the 20s, I do believe. Jason Frick says, no, just them 3. Yeah, okay. Jason, I think Jason's talking about the Michigan Wolverines, if I'm not mistaken.
Is the pick in?
It's not in yet.
Okay.
But as long as you can hear me, I'll let you know what it is. But Broncos got about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. I love what they did last year, having Bo Nix out there. I think he's great. I think he's going to be very, very, very good for the Broncos as long as they can put pieces around him. He was great last year, and they didn't have a whole lot around him. So, but I do think they missed having a consistent running attack. And I believe a big part of that is getting yourself a back who can carry the load and, can hit a home run occasionally. The guy out of Arizona State, I got a lot of respect for him because of how hard he played in the college football playoffs. He really was giving it everything he had. Do I think he's the best back ever? Not necessarily. Hampton, I think, is more of the home run hitter, though, out of those 2 guys. But we'll see what the Broncos do. I mean, they may go defensive end because they do love themselves some defensive players up there in Denver. So we'll see what they do here. If you guys got predictions, obviously, please, put it down there in the comment section. Bill Lockhart says, I think Bill's saying LA, not San Diego, but he says, I think San Diego takes Will Johnson. And Jason Frick says, I'm surprised Jay Campbell hasn't went. And Jason, give me the full name on that player, because when you say Jay Campbell, I automatically think Jason Campbell, and I know that's not who you're talking about. Let's see here. 2 minutes left for the Broncos. They still have yet to make their pick. We'll see what they do here when they do, or maybe they trade it. maybe they trade it. That could certainly happen. And I have seen sometimes that the clock on television is not always reliable. Sometimes, they've already traded the pick, but they didn't tell the TV crew yet, so they haven't changed the logo. So that could also happen. I've seen that happen quite a bit in the last few years, actually. So, and Jason says Jihad from Alabama. So Jihad Campbell.
Yeah, that's the linebacker.
So Jason's saying he's surprised that Jihad Campbell has not gone yet.
Well, he wasn't. They didn't have him really going that high. They have him like in the beginning of the second round now.
Okay. 110 left here for Donnie Despa's Denver Broncos. If y'all don't know Donnie, he's another member of our studio team. He does the Licorice Pizza podcast that you'll find here on our YouTube channel, talking about music history and bands that he loves. But he is a diehard.
The fact that Denver used all their fucking time is such a pompous ass. So you didn't tell me
They didn't know.
y'all got pick 20.
Yeah,
And
they didn't
y'all
know.
didn't know what the fuck you was doing till the tap.
The pick is in though, with 20 seconds left. They're that kid in class who's sleeping, and the teacher calls on them to answer the question, and they just kind of sit there looking dumbfounded. That's what they are.
Man.
Got me and Nate way past our bedtime. Damn it, people. Anyway, Broncos are up. Who do they want? Amari and Hampton is up there.
Do that now.
Available.
They could do something ballsy. They could put Will Johnson opposite Patrick Surtain and have 2 lockdown corners.
You think they do that?
They could.
Would you do that?
Yep.
All right, let's see what happens here. The pick is in. Hopefully they don't have
Pretty much, they need a linebacker completely.
Let's see what we got. And Pittsburgh's next, and that was one that they said a lot about Shedeur Sanders. So Pittsburgh is next. So be on the lookout for that. They're showing Matthew Golden out of Texas. That'd be a good one. For both.
Yeah, I'm saying they need weapons. They do.
But I like that running back though, man. Amari and Hampton would be the one I would get if it was me. I mean, I would have got Ashton Genty. I would have sold the farm to get Ashton Genty, but Amari and Hampton.
All right, Mike Dicker.
I'm just I don't mean it like that. But take all the picks. All right, here we go. Hopefully I don't get a long presentation before this. Just give us the pick.
Right.
I hate when they do that.
You keep fucking jinxing.
I didn't get your pick right this year, but I got everything else right. No.
One of those wishes will be coming true right now.
Oh, God.
Dan is a 17-year-old Broncos fan who has bravely battled cancer. His wish is to announce the first-round draft pick for his favorite team. Please join me in cheering on Sam as his wish comes true.
Go get him, kid. Let's see what we got.
With the 20th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos selects Jahdae Barron, DB, Texas.
What? Nate, talk to us, man. You're a assistant defensive coordinator.
I mean, they had them 1 and 2, 1A and 1B. It just depends on. I think the fact that Will Johnson didn't run at the pro day and didn't run at the combine is what hurt him more than anything. But as you see, like I said, I would have went corner. I put one opposite Patrick Surtain. Nah, they didn't go Will Johnson. They just went the other one. So, but he's smaller than Will Johnson. He's definitely smaller. Will Johnson 6'1", 6'2". Him at 5'10".
He looks aggressive.
Oh yeah, he's definitely aggressive.
That's a good play. You know what this means, though, Nate? This means Mike Green's still on the board.
Yeah, and so where's Will Johnson? That's
Nate
Will Johnson.
this might be the year of Nate Rucker right here, because the last couple of years I've been happy, but this might be the year of Nate Rucker right here. So y'all get your cameras out and get ready.
Listen, if Mike Green and Will Johnson is there, I would be ecstatic because I could go defensive end for this foreseeable future, or I can go lockdown corner for the foreseeable future. And if you had the choice, which one would you take right now?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Defensive end.
If you knew, let's say you can see in the future,
Okay.
and you had both of these guys are both want to have Hall of Fame careers, which one would you go for?
How big is Will Johnson?
About 6'2", about 195.
See, that changes my mind just a little bit. Because the NFL is moving towards receivers that can move fast but are big. So when you're 5'10", it's kind of hard, no matter how good your technique is, to take down a 6'4", 6'5" wide receiver. But I still would say Green, because you're going to give Hutchinson a contract, and you're going to want to have 1 and 2 there. And you, for the next 4 years, you could have number 1 and number 2, and whoever you put back there would be okay in the secondary, because the quarterback's not going to have enough time with Green and Hutchinson. But now they're showing Jackson Dart. The pick is in for the Steelers. They were mocking Shedeur to the Steelers because of Mike Tomlin.
This organization has not had
Let's see.
won a playoff game in 9 years. And that ain't seasons in a long time, but 21. They haven't won a playoff game in 9 years. In this division, with Burrow and Lamar, the AFC loaded with great quarterbacks, and you have Mason Rudolph, and there's Shedeur sitting there, and you have no second-round picks. Where's the other quarterback coming in? But I'm taking Shedeur saying I prefer him in New Orleans. I don't know what the Saints are thinking there. That's their decision. I disagree with it. If I'm Pittsburgh, Shedeur Sanders, a pass on him that just paid a pick 21 vote.
I'm told that the pick is in. The commissioner is making his way to the stage. Will this be the moment that we hear the second quarterback's name, or will the drop continue? Here comes Roger Goodell with the announcement.
With the 21st pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Derek Harmon.
Whoa!
Oregon.
And that's the other guy they were mocking the Lions. There's that Oregon defensive tackle that everybody was talking about, Derek Harmon. He's going to go be a Pittsburgh Steeler, and they're going to build that defense up with that first pick. So Harmon going to go to the Steelers, and that means that Shedeur continues to slide. And now it is fair to call it a slide because, damn. Like I said, the highest I saw Shedeur being mocked was 3rd, and now we're up to pick 21 or 22. And Mike Green still available for us on our side of things. So again, Mike Green still available, and so is the guy from Boston College. So is Will Johnson. So again, for Nate, I mean, all the options that he's been talking about are still on the board and available. And I'm excited for Nate Rucker. I really am. And I'm excited for the Lions because I think there's still some good players that we could grab here. But again, pretty much all the big offensive linemen that I'm aware of anyway, they're gone now. And you've had a lot of the defensive linemen go. So now we're getting down towards the bottom here of the first round, and the Chargers are on the clock at the moment. Chargers, I never trust the Chargers. That's the one organization that I feel like they shoot themselves in the foot more than a lot of other organizations do. And I say that because they had Phillip Rivers and LT, and they couldn't really win as much as I thought they were going to. So that's why I always don't trust the Chargers. But Justin Herbert, he's good when he's on the field, but he is injured a lot. I don't believe, though, that he's injured enough to where they say, let's go get Shador. I don't think that's going to happen for the Chargers. Chargers did go offensive line, I do believe, last year. So maybe they go offensive line again in an effort to continue to run the ball. Or maybe they go defensive linemen, or maybe they go secondary. We'll have to wait and see. Now, with John Harbaugh being the coach over there, though, I think it's John or Jim. I always get them confused. But with Harbaugh being the coach over there, though, he may go Michigan man, Will Johnson. I would not be shocked by that, since that's most likely a player he recruited, if you think about it. So that could happen there. And Bill Lockard's now saying, wow, Sanders going second round to Vegas. I brought this up to Nate before we started the show tonight. I said, if Shador is there when the Lions go to pick, do you get him? I brought that up. I said, if he's there, do you go and get him? I don't know. I don't know if that's what's going to happen or not. But as we get closer to our pick, it does make you wonder. But Green Bay is picking next here. I can't tell if the pick is in for the Chargers or not. And I did mute Nate just because it was playing commercials and I didn't want us to get copyright infringement. So if Nate can hear me, we'll have you unmute whenever you do get back over to the TV. So, but let's see, trade back if Green is gone. Again, though, Jason, you got Johnson and you've got the guy out of Boston College. And, again, Brad Holmes likes, guys in college that have produced. And the guy at Boston College, say what you want about his size, but he has produced more than pretty much anybody else, defensive lineman-wise, in this draft. So, if size is the only issue, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they can do something with that in Detroit. And again, I'll have Nate kind of weigh in more on that Boston College guy as we get closer. But I do get what you're saying, though. Like, if Green is the guy you want, and he's not there, I could understand your point of trading back on that. And again, I wanted Shamar Stewart, and I thought we were getting close to maybe getting him, but he's going to go play for the Bengals instead. So let's see here. Jason says, be real funny if Green Bay takes Sanders. Yeah, that would be pretty funny considering the contract they just gave Jordan Love and everything and all the love they put out there. But that would be kind of funny. Jason says, I don't think they'll take a corner, but does Boston guy fit us? That's kind of a $1 million question, Jason, to be honest with you, because we can't assume that Calvin Shepard's defense is going to be the exact same system that Aaron Glenn's defense was. We can't assume that. So to be honest with you, I won't really know the answer to that until we know what type of defense we are running. But what I will say is, usually, if you just get really good football players, really good ball players, they can fit into whatever system you got for them. And I think that Boston College guy, he could probably fit in. And here's the other thing to think about. At Boston College, I don't think he had a partner in crime. It was just him out there wrecking offensive lines. So with this, he'll have Aiden Hutchinson. And Aiden's going to be the one that gets the double team, at least for that first year. So I think whoever they put on the other side, as long as they're competent and they stay healthy, they're going to get some numbers. That's why I was saying that Boston College guy, though, has already shown he can get the numbers on his own. So,
They showed him on the screen?
No, they haven't shown him on the screen yet. But Jason was talking about, if Green's not there, maybe trade back.
Oh, no, you don't have to. No, you take.
And I said you could get the Boston College guy or get Will Johnson, but I also brought up to everybody, Nate, that this is the Chargers picking. They got the former Michigan coach. Maybe they go Will Johnson.
I wouldn't be surprised because it's Jim Harbaugh and he knows Will Johnson through and through. I would not be surprised.
But the pick isn't in yet either. They're using all their clock. Let's see here. Who do you think they take, Nate?
It look like he's probably trying to sell them on Will Johnson.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people in that damn draft room. The Lions don't have all that many goddamn people in there.
That's probably why we win. That's probably why we're winning, and they're not. I don't think it'll be a quarterback here, though, Nate. I think they like Herbert too much.
I don't think it's gonna be quarterback. Running back is kind of shaky.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wide receivers very shaky. There is the top 2 tight ends are gone. You do have Derwin James back there at safety, but he doesn't have a Robin to his Batman. They're shaky at corner. They're shaky at linebacker. Well, yeah, they're shaky at line. This is another one. You could pick fucking whoever.
Jason says, does the Chargers still have Asante Samuel Jr.?
Yeah, but he's still undersized. But the Chargers have always seemed to favor undersized corners. From Jason Verrett, Asante Samuel Jr., they seem to favor those under 6 foot corners for some reason.
Al says they have trash wide receivers for real.
They do. They got one fast guy. That's what's his name? Jalen Parker, I think.
Let's see. Chargers pick is in. So we'll see what they do here. And they're showing Shador again. Like I told you that like I know everybody's going to be like, Elijah, we already knew this was going to happen, but like they're showing Shador again every chance they get, and they're I can't hear the audio, but I'm assuming they're talking about him sliding.
Hey, I don't know. They're talking about some of every goddamn thing.
Nate has reached the point of just let my team pick so I can go to bed.
Yes.
I am on the by the way, if the Lions trade back, you might see me and Nate be like, all right, y'all, good night. We love y'all. Bye.
It is. I'm definitely going to
bed. So this might be a legendary draft stream where y'all tuned in just to hear me and Nate talk shit about all 31 teams and not even see our team pick. That would suck, but it happens. All right, let's see. Pick is in. Are they going to get to this here soon, Nate, you think? Or are they going to let everybody talk?
Man, I don't know. I'm fucking tired of these fucks talking as it is. Like, now people taking all the goddamn time up. Fuck.
But listen, if Mike Green gets picked, that's all you're going to remember about tonight. Is that your guy got selected. I promise you. Just keep that positive mentality. Al gave us the crying laughing face. Bill says, do the Rams take Sanders? That was another spot where they mocked him, but at this point, man, I'm thinking the Michigan Panthers might take Sanders. I don't know. Like it's getting pretty sad out there for him. Let's see. Pick is in. Who do they got?
22nd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Los Angeles Chargers select Omarion Hampton.
Told you they need a running back too.
There we go.
Medal player
So the Broncos do not get Hampton. The Chargers do, which means the Broncos are going to watch the Chargers running back run all over them that they could have had. That's going to be frustrating if you're a Broncos fan. Omarion Hampton Jr., like I said, I really liked him. Basically last year was the first year that he was on my radar whenever he was playing in North Carolina. But very talented running back. Not as good as Ashton Genty. Obviously did not have the height that Ashton Genty had, but he is a good running back. So 5'11", 221, as you can see on the screen right now, out of North Carolina, played in the ACC, was very good. And hopefully you guys can make out some of the highlights there that they're showing. But again, good speed, good strength. He does have the ability to hit a home run, as you're seeing on the highlight reel right now. Here he is against my Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, where they thought they had him wrapped up, but they did not. And there he goes to the house there on that one. Unfortunately, my team getting shown in a bad light. But anyway, like I said, good running back, very athletic. And I think the Chargers are going to be very happy with him. And it's interesting because the Chargers, for the last couple of years, they had Eckler. And I know last year they didn't have Eckler because he was with the Commanders. But, this is interesting seeing the Chargers draft using a first-round pick on a running back. I don't know when the last time it was that the Chargers used a first-round pick on a running back. Somebody look that up for me. But it may have been LT. I don't know, though. And I'm not sure that LT was a first-round pick. I believe he was. But that was before I really started getting into football. So let me check that because that's going to bother me if I got that wrong. LaDainian Tomlinson. Because I remember he was a big deal coming out of TCU. Let's see here if I can't get my fingers to work right as I'm typing this out here. Green Bay, by the way, they're on the clock at the moment. Doesn't look like they have traded the pick yet, so they most likely will make a pick with their hometown crowd sitting right there. But let's see here. Yes, LT was first round 5th pick overall back in 2001. So, but again, I don't know when the last time it was the Chargers selected a first round running back. But let me see.
Wait, these shitty fucks moved up.
Who?
Green Bay.
No, this is where they always been, Nate.
Will Johnson's the top 10. Yeah. So when is Will Johnson going to come out?
Let's see here.
Do they do a whole move and take Will Johnson? Because they are going to lose Jair Alexander. They're going to need another corner for sure.
Let's see what we got here. All right, so 2001, we know that they got LaDainian Tomlinson running back. And then since then, they did take Ryan Matthews out of Fresno State back in 2010. The Chargers did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they never, the Chargers don't get.
And they took Melvin Gordon. I forgot about him in 2015.
Yeah.
So,
Then they took, a couple of years ago, they took my boy. They took Ryan Balash out of Arizona State.
But not in the first round, though. I was talking about first round.
First round? No.
Yeah, so the last time they took a first round running back.
Kalen Ballard was his name. My bad.
Yeah, the last time they took one in the first round was 2015, Melvin Gordon. So, but it has been a minute though since they picked a first round running back. So it'll be interesting to see what Amari and Hampton does. And again, for the Broncos, they could have had him.
There's more people out there now at the end of the first round than there was at the goddamn.
Well, they had to go get drunk first, They got a pregame. And they probably didn't care about any of the other teams. They just wanted to see Green Bay pick. That's the difference, though. Detroit was hardcore for the whole draft, not just when the Lions were picking.
Look at all those cheeseheads. I bet all y'all fucking breaths stink.
My dad has a cheesehead because he's a Packers fan. But you know what though? My dad's loyal because my dad said he's not watching the draft. He's gonna watch our stream tomorrow. So instead of watching the NFL Network or ESPN, he wanted to watch me and Nate. And Nate's over here being like, I bet your breath stank. Wow.
Hey, shit happens.
In that mountain. Anyway, 250 left for the Packers. Who do you think they go get, Nate?
I don't fucking care. It's Green Bay.
I mean, I'd love to see a trade right now with the Lions logo pop up.
But they're not fucking trading with us. That's
Come on, Minnesota will.
Yeah, we have a relationship with them. Our relationship is kicking the fuck out of Green Bay the last couple years. They definitely don't like us.
Come on. A little love between rivals. That's fine. I bet
we just always are smart. We outsmart Minnesota, but they be thinking they be winning ever since Hawkinson's trade. You dumb fucks.
You know what though? I bet you they boo the shit out of us whenever our pick comes up.
Oh, you know they are.
Al says cottage cheese breath.
Right. Feta cheese, maybe.
Wow. Not Hindenburg, the Lindenburg.
That fucking blue cheese. That shit's fucking disgusting.
Wow. Like I said, I don't like nobody from Wisconsin. Okay. 133 and rolling.
Yeah, this shit. Like, what the fuck, man? Everybody taking
But they're
all
so
goddamn
confused,
day.
Nate. They're so confused. They just want to make the right pick for their franchise.
Oh my God. You knew who the fuck was on the board when you came up there. When that guy, the first two people, you already knew. You done checked everybody off your board. Ding ding. Watch how fast the Lions get up there if we pick. That shit gonna be like, pick in.
Right. That's right.
Fucking A.
The pick is finally in.
Fucking cheeseheads.
Let's see what we got. And I bet you they're gonna send our ass to commercial too. Don't you dare, NFL Network or ESPN. Let's see here. Pick is in. What do we got, Green Bay? You gonna pick a quarterback? Shedeur Sanders.
That would be funny.
That would be hilarious.
I would say poor Shedeur on that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be there. Let's see what we got. By the way, we appreciate everybody sticking with us as we are, getting through this first round of the NFL draft. We appreciate your viewership. Make sure you like this for us and hit that subscribe button if you have not already, because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and we're getting closer every day. We can get a little bit closer with your help though. So please make sure you do that. We would greatly appreciate it. All right. Screen keeps saying pick is in. Will we see the commissioner or did he go out back to have a cigarette? We'll see.
Unless one of these cheeseheads was supposed to make the pick and got lost.
Man, don't you do that to us. See, because when I said it, it was an accident. But now you putting bad vibes out there, Nate. They're going to be like, so now we got these 3 Make-A-Wish kids. They're all going to take 5 minutes before they give a pick. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate you sharing this on.
God. They wouldn't have felt the fossil.
No. He's going to try to be unintentionally funny. He'll be like, I got jokes.
Please give it up for first team All-Pro, Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champion, and Packers president and CEO, Mark Murphy.
He's going to say, well, what's up, Lambeau, Tattletown?
How about this atmosphere? It's not believable. Thank you to the NFL for bringing the draft here to Green Bay for the best draft in the history of the NFL.
Shut the fuck up, you wish.
Fans here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and everywhere, because our fans are everywhere. It is
Oh,
my pleasure to welcome you to the NFL draft at Lambeau Field. It is our privilege to host this wonderful event.
Come on, tickle teeth.
Don't you dare say Mike Green to Green Bay. That would piss me off. Yeah, we got Dan Campbell's face
He
on there.
look like that fucking, what's that kid on the fucking bot with just the head? He still Saturday Night Live with the fucking gap and the freckles on his face.
Oh, I don't know.
With the 23rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the 13-time world champion for the first time since 2002.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's a wide receiver, first round. Matthew Golden for Texas, from Texas.
That's the first time they picked a wide receiver since 2002.
All right, well, Nate, I know you don't give a fuck about them, but what do you think about Matthew Golden?
Matthew Golden's going to be good. He's going to be good against everybody but us.
Hey! All right, Vikings have got 5 minutes. NFL must have told them to speed it the hell up because everybody else got 10 minutes, and now we're seeing 5-minute clocks.
6, 7 minutes, really.
Let's see. Al says, see, he's lying already. Yeah, but you know, whenever they have special presentations like that, someone's gonna come out and try to be funny and they don't know how to be funny, or they're gonna try to hype up the crowd, and it's like just say the pick and keep it moving.
Right. You might want to hear your ass fucking talk shit.
Jason says Green's still alive.
Yes, he is.
He
Can we
is.
stop? So listen, out of sight, out of mind.
Oh my God. We need something. We need one of our three guys that we've been talking about to go here. If we pick a kicker, I'm gonna cry. You're gonna see me cry right here on the live stream. Because I did not stay up till 10:47 for us to pick a kicker or for us to freaking fall back in the draft either. Nope. They're shooting fireworks off. That's how excited they are about picking a wide receiver for the first time since 2002. They're shooting fireworks off. But you know what, though? And I know we don't like to talk about Green Bay in a good light, okay? But my dad is a Packers fan. Packers have got a very talented wide receiver room all of a sudden. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but they got a lot of young, youthful talent in that wide receiver room. They're adding Golden to it. You know, they got Jordan Love, who's got all the arm strength in the world, but he makes questionable decisions. But again, that wide receiver room is pretty freaking good. So we don't have to like them, but you got to give them their flowers where it's due. They've done a good job building that wide receiver room for Jordan Love. And, it just goes to show for Jordan Love, you got to do something with that, man. You have to do something with that. Otherwise, they're going to be like, all right, well, we need to start looking for other options. Vikings pick is in, Nate. I don't know where Nate went, but I'm just letting you know. Vikings pick is in, and this guy's freestyling on the microphone.
Did you say freestyling on the microphone?
He is. He's ad-libbing. He doesn't have a script.
Fuck. He's definitely a Packer off. He's already fucking annoying.
Oh, man. Well, just remember, a few minutes ago, Nate did say that he thinks Matthew Golden's going to be good. So whatever he says now is just because he's tired, folks. He's tired. So I got to be up at 5 in the morning tomorrow, so it's going to suck. My radio show. Don't even tune into it tomorrow because it's going to be sorry as hell tomorrow. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Nope. I'm gonna give a canned effort. So we'll see. We'll see if I wake. We'll see if I sleep past my alarm tomorrow. I hope not. Vikings pick is in.
Who the fuck is still talking to this dick wad? Fuck.
See, your opinion of him is like slowly decreasing the more that he talks. Right?
And listen, it went in the toilet when he got drafted by Green Bay. He's a little bitty fuck.
You were so nice about him just like 5 minutes ago.
Here he is with the Houston Cougars over a 2-year period. He had 76 catches, averaged 13 yards a catch, and 13 touchdowns at Texas this year. He was outstanding, and he came up big at critical moments in key games. SEC championship game against Georgia, really impressive with 8 catches, 162 yards. Quarterfinal playoff game against Arizona State, 7 catches, 149 yards, another touchdown. He had 2 to 3 concentration drop. That was it. He's a guy who gets open. He can handle tight coverage. He catches the ball in traffic. He's tough across the middle. He's quick out of his break and sells the route. And I was impressed with the consistency, game in and game out.
Oh, he fucked him up on that one.
He was under.
He got back. That was a good. That was a pretty good throw.
And every time he used the big catch, Golden got open and made, let's say, 9 games to average over 20 yards and catch. It's pretty impressive.
And I was impressed with his ability to separate. That's what a quarterback wants to see. Separation from the defender, knowing that you can throw the football to him on time and accurate. And when you look at Green
Y'all
Bay,
all look gay.
Green Bay has a lot
Look at
of-
LaFleur gay ass. He needs a new fucking haircut.
Wow. All right, Nate, Vikings. What do you got for the Vikings?
I don't know what the fuck they do. I don't fucking know. They got McCarthy.
Oh, here we go. They're already picking.
It's scary with them because they might go fucking green. These bitches might go defense.
No. Don't put it out there like that.
In this 25 NFL draft, The Minnesota Vikings select Donovan Jackson, guard. Ohio.
The dream is still alive, ladies and gentlemen. Now we got to go to our on-site reporter, Nate Rucker. Nate, are you getting nervous, man?
Nah, not really.
Oh, come on. You're supposed to hype it up for the ratings and be like, yeah, I'm really.
I'm gonna hype it up when I see 28 getting the fucking box. Oh, trade alert! Come on, let it be a line.
Oh, come on, Detroit. Houston trade the pick too. The New York Giants. Shedeur Sanders is going right here. He is going right here.
We're getting a pick 34, pick number 99, and a third round pick 26. The Giants at 25 are on the clock for first quarterback here. All right,
It's either Dart or Shedeur.
If it's Dart, man, Shedeur's gonna say, I'm heading to bed, y'all. I can't take any more of this embarrassment. It's gonna be Shedeur though, man. The Giants are about to get their guy, and they're about to have the most media crazed offseason you have ever seen, with 3 quarterbacks who know what to do with the microphone. With Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited. You're going to have Jameis Winston up there talking about whatever Jameis talks about. And then you're going to have Shedeur up there. That's going to be freaking crazy. And then you don't forget about Tommy Cutlets.
Yeah, it's definitely Shedeur because he's not even over there. He right down the phone.
And they got a big money sign.
Yeah, it's gonna be Shedeur.
Going to the Giants.
Yeah, they flashing the candidate pictures and shit. It's Shedeur.
What do you think about that? Well, Jackson Dart getting a hug from Mama.
Well, yeah.
I don't know, man. And the pick ain't in yet. It's saying 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Al says that the Giants love Russell Wilson. That's because he's Mr. Unlimited. Yeah.
Is it Dart? Because he's getting a lot of hugs.
He's getting hugs. He's getting hugs from all the honeys. Let's see here.
This dude's still on the fucking thing? Jesus Christ.
Look at him. He's getting all his selfies in. He's doing Instagram Live. There you go. He's probably doing YouTube Live too. We can probably go subscribe to him if you want, Nate.
Like that ugly ass suit on fire.
He got that you be nice to his Sheen suit. Timu, what? No, you can't do Timu on the poor guy. Oh, they got Saquon Barkley on the TV when the Giants says pick is in. That's got to be bittersweet. Giants. I mean, I want to say it's Shedeur, but now they showed Jackson Dart on the camera before they went to commercial. So I don't know. What do y'all think in the comments? Y'all think it's going to be Dart or Shedeur? Let me know. And if I see your comment, I will read it. I'll be honest with y'all. Like, when the Giants got Jameis, I thought that'd be a good little situation for him. You know, have Jameis, bring somebody in to study behind him and see what he could do. But then they brought in Russell Wilson, and I was like, what the hell are they doing? Like, that didn't make any sense to me. But like I said, if they get Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Shedeur all offseason, wall-to-wall coverage is going to be about the New York Giants. I guarantee it, because they're going to have the most quote-worthy quarterback room in the NFL. Like, if y'all remember,
the
pick is in. Okay, but y'all remember how distracting it was when Tim Tebow went to the Jets? It's going to be 10 times worse if Shedeur ends up going to the Giants. They're going to have every available camera on their facilities. So we'll see. Al says Shedeur. Jason says Josh Simmons. Jason Frick says Josh Simmons, Nate. You know who that is?
Huh?
Jason Frick says Josh Simmons. I don't know that prospect.
Oh, it's another it's a dude from Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken.
Dash Pass saves you money on DoorDash, so you can skip the trip.
What if the Giants go get Mike Green? How big is that crash out going to be, Nate?
Dash Pass by DoorDash. Your door to more savings.
The Chewy pharmacy order is on the way for Homer, the homebody who only goes outside when nature calls. So Mom uses Chewy to get his flea and tick meds at a great price, delivered fast, right to their door. For quality meds, for life with pets, there's Chewy.
Oh, Jason says offensive tackle from Ohio. Okay. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate the clarity on that, man, because I don't know all the prospects. Because I mainly just focused on what the Lions needed as the quarterback, which is usually what I do anyway.
Sunday night baseball.
But man, the Giants trading back up into this, man. This has got. I would believe this has got to be sure.
Green Bay, where we have just had our second trade of the night here in round one. The New York Giants have just traded under the Houston Texans spot at number 25. And haven't checked the results of this drafted quarterback. Will it be to take that man, Shedeur Sanders, the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, or that man, Jackson Dart, quarterback at Ole Miss? Opinions have been split between
Oh, see, here's the thing. Look, the gentleman sitting next to Jackson Dart has got tears in his eyes. So I bet you it's going to be Jackson Dart that gets picked right here and not Shedeur. Because his dad looks really proud and he's got the tears in his eyes. And Jackson Dart was trying to cover a smile. So let's see here. Pick is in.
A little bit later in round one, it appears that's what they have done.
Let's see what we got here. It could be Jackson Dart.
Here he comes onto the stage to announce the Giants pick at number 25.
The Houston Texans have traded the 25th pick to the New York Giants. With the 25th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Jackson Dart.
Oh, I called that. It was the guy sitting next to him, probably his dad, with the tears in the eye. That's how you knew. But the Giants, they like Jackson Dart over Shedeur Sanders.
I'm telling you, it's gotta be. It's there.
The sins of the father. That's what this draft is going to be called. The sins of the father. Wow. Listen, I like Jackson Dart. Do I like him better than Shedeur? No, I don't. I think Shedeur is the best quarterback in this draft class. I'm not shy about it. I'm not going to apologize for that opinion, no matter where Shedeur goes. But man, we'll see. You know, we'll every step of the way where Shedeur has been, doubted, he has always come back from that and been able to do something with it. The Los Angeles Rams are trading the pick to the Atlanta Falcons. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, man. All right, so Atlanta's back in. The pick is in for the Atlanta Falcons. They know who they want. They're going to go get it.
It better not be Mike fucking
And this is going to be Shedeur right here to the
No,
Falcons.
it's not. Watch it be. It better not be Mike Green. That's all the fuck I know.
No. We good. I asked you earlier, though. I said, how legendary is that crash out going to be?
But the scary part, Mike Green Green is a fit for Baltimore as well, which is fucking shit.
Joe Montana. EJ Manuel went ahead.
Joe Montana. Oh.
But doesn't always go. The quarterback's go in the order the way they work out in the NFL. So for Shedeur, I still believe, I'm a stand, I'm proven wrong in this, that the New Orleans Saints are the perfect fit. Because Pittsburgh's weather, right? The Giants are weather, and the division's weather. And for Shedeur, like Drew Brees, he's Kate Sandy, that dome would help him so much.
Bill says that was a good pick by Minnesota. I like their pick better than Green Bay. And Jason says, here goes Green. Listen, I'm telling you, though, the Falcons trading back in, that's interesting. I know they got Michael Penix, but they love paying quarterbacks to do nothing. That's what the Falcons love to do, y'all.
He can pick up first down. He can.
So maybe they'll go get Shedeur.
Always seem to be able to get through progression as quick.
Because I know Baltimore ain't going to do it. Baltimore ain't going to go get Shedeur. And Johnson's still on the clock, by the way, or not on the clock.
You know what? Hey,
On the board.
for Don Mara.
And so is the Boston College defensive back.
From Sal Valentinio, he is covering the Giants for us tonight. Sal.
Well, Greeny, it's pretty clear that head coach Ryan Dable likes Jackson Dart. Why? Because he has some of the same traits that Josh Allen had in Buffalo. That mobility, the dual threat ability, the big arm to get the ball down the field, the toughness. Those are the traits that Josh Allen showed Brian Dable in Buffalo. That's why Jackson Dart of Ole Miss is here and will be a New York Giant, Greeny.
All right, and so now, once again, this is a conversation that is going to be continued. These quarterbacks will be compared to each other for a long time. We know it'll happen. Shedeur Sanders will be drafted at some point here, whether it's tonight or tomorrow. The Giants have made this decision, and we will take a look at the history of first-round quarterbacks in New York Giants history. They drafted Phil Simms in 1979 out of Morehead State, won their Super Bowl. Philip Rivers, we know, was not a Giant.
Bill must be delayed.
Or so after the pick was made for Eli Manning. They took Daniel Jones a few years ago. We saw that not work out as they would have liked. And now Jackson Dart, the 25th pick in this draft of the New York Giants.
Bill must be delayed because he was saying he thinks New York getting a QB. I bet they take Dart. And Al, you might be right. I hate to say it, but you might be right, Al.
And they need the young quarterback. No question about that.
The pick is in for the Falcons. Here we go.
The Falcons have traded him some picks.
And could this be? We'll see.
The traded the 26th pick to the Atlanta Falcons. With the 26th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select James Pierce Jr. Defensive Tennessee.
Uh-oh. Nate Rucker. Nate Rucker, please report to the office. We are officially at pick 27. Ravens are on the clock. Oh my Jesus. We are one pick away. One pick away from Jason's dream coming true and Nate Rucker's dream coming true. Man, come on, Baltimore. Don't do nothing mean. Jason says the dream is still kicking. That's right. Nate Rucker.
They can have it.
How you feeling? The camera's shaking, by the way, Nate. I don't know.
My bad. They can have it. My dream's still there.
But that's what I'm saying, though, man. He's still there. How you feeling?
I'm good if we draft him.
Do you think Baltimore's going to ruin your night?
I don't know. James, I think it would have been Pierce or him, but Pierce is good too, though.
But maybe, just a thought, maybe Baltimore wants to go get a wide receiver or something.
Okay,
I know it's not their style, but.
But see how he fucking bulldoze that fucker?
Yeah.
He get out quick, too.
What are you eating tonight, Nate?
Tuna salad.
Nice.
The only difference is he doesn't have a lot of moves. He doesn't have a lot of pass rush moves. Mark Green has that nasty ass spin, just like Aiden Hutchinson. That's what I put in the group chat.
Yeah.
So he's got some move. Come on, man.
Now, didn't the Falcons go get another defensive guy earlier?
Yeah, I think they went defensive tackle.
So now they're just building up that defensive line then. That's
Yeah, I think they would have got Kenneth Grant, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think they got a Michigan guy, if I'm not mistaken, because you were excited about that.
Yeah, Kenneth Grant.
Jason says Baltimore going Starks, he thinks.
That wouldn't be bad to pair him with Kyle Hamilton. I can see that. That does fit two big safeties back there, both able to roam, able to move.
I tell you what, I'm gonna be pissed if they say the Lions have traded their pick. I'm gonna be pissed because it's 11.
I swear to God, if the Lions trade the pick, I'm going to bed.
Me too. I ain't gonna wait for that. Fuck that. It's 11 o'clock. It was past my bedtime 2 hours ago. I love y'all, but like it was past my bedtime 2 hours ago. I gotta be up at 5 in the morning and be ready to talk to people. No, my show gonna suck tomorrow. I'm gonna give a canned effort.
Hmm.
So y'all got a microwave show. I'm sorry. Usually I cook you a hot meal, but you got a microwave program. Al says, don't they need a tight end in Baltimore?
No, they got Derek Likely and they got Mark Andrews. Why they need a tight end?
I don't know. I didn't say it. Al said it. Jason Frick says Mikael Williams was who the Falcons got earlier.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be a pretty good little pairing, won't it?
Yeah. One on the left, one on the right. They don't really have nothing but the middle. They got rid of Grady Jarrett. So
we'll see what happens here.
I can tell you one thing that hasn't been drafted. You haven't seen not one traditional linebacker drafted.
Have we seen any linebackers drafted tonight?
Just Abdul Carter.
But isn't he going to be a defensive end, though?
He's like Micah, up and down.
Okay. I thought they announced him as a defensive end, though.
Wow, they announced him at linebacker.
Al says Andrew Old.
Mark Andrews ain't old.
I think Al's just trying to help you, Nate, because he knows how nervous you are right now that your guy might get taken a pick before we can get him.
No, Al's full of shit. Al's always full of shit.
And we already know. I know that Dion played for Baltimore, but Shador ain't going there. Oh my God, Nate, we talked about this at the beginning of the show. What if Shador was there when we go to pick?
Sure did.
Come on, we did talk about that.
That is crazy.
Here we go. Jared Goff, watch out. We going prime time, baby. Prime time.
The door, Mike Green, or Will Johnson.
Man, that would be some shit though, because I had told everybody that I like Shador the best, but I never mocked him to us until tonight, and that's when I was like, if he's around, you got to have that conversation. But that would be some shit. I just realized that could possibly be.
Watch how fast we rush that damn pick up there.
Say what?
Watch how fast we rush our pick up there.
If we trade, I'm gonna be pissed. I might cry a little.
Right, it's either trade or a pick, one or the other.
Man, I hope we pick. I sound like that country song. I hope you dance. I'm like, I hope you pick. All right, here we go. Baltimore, act right. All you got to do is pick a kicker, and then get the fuck about our way. We don't need no long speeches, no Make-A-Wish kids, nothing. The opinions of Elijah Winfrey are not necessarily the opinions of the On the Hump podcast team. Just want to throw that out there. All right, let's see. Al says, love y'all too. All right, what do we got? They flocking over there.
Oh, but that safety from South Carolina lit the fucking combine up too.
All right, here we go. Pick us in.
That's why the great everybody who's a heck of a football player throughout his career. I really like the football IQ.
27th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Malachi Starks.
There it is.
All right, we golden. We golden, baby. All the options are on the table. We got a buffet of options, Nate. We got a buffet of options. We can get the defensive end from Boston College, the defensive end from Marshall. We could go get our quarterback of the future, Shador Sanders, or quarterback Will Johnson. Who do you want, Nate? Who do you want? All of our options are available as long as Brad Holmes don't do some shitty ass fucking trading back bullshit.
I want Mike Green.
You know what?
I've been wanting Mike Green all year, even before he blew up at the combine. I think, and what Brad Holmes them do, have you noticed, guys that they coach at like the Senior Bowl and things like that, they always go back and get.
Yeah. We are just focused on you though, brother, just so you know, camera wise.
Why does it focus on me?
I don't know, but I was just like, hey, he's just enjoying his tuna salad. Leave the man alone.
Right.
All right, we got 5 minutes. We on the clock, baby. We are on the clock. Something's about to happen. And it better not be a trade, because I swear to God, you will see this live stream end so fastly.
So fastly is not even a word, but it's funny.
That's why I'm tired, Nate. I'm tired. I want to go to bed.
You will see this end so fastly.
Oh, bedtime calling. And so are the Lions. Call Shador. Let's just get this over with. Shador Sanders to the Detroit Lions. The pick is, we picked somebody. Thank God.
I told you it wasn't going to be long.
All right, we picked somebody. We didn't waste time. We picked somebody. Now, who is that somebody going to be? Sweet baby Jesus.
That's a long ass fucking walk. Why did I make him walk so far?
Can you imagine if you got injured at the combine, then had to make that walk?
Fuck, man, you better give me one of them fucking wheelchair carts from the grocery store.
Exactly. All right, let's see here. He's excited. He's also motivated. You can tell he's pissed off. He's like, I didn't want to go to Baltimore. Nobody wants to go to Baltimore, I don't believe.
Not that he decided to wait, but he's the first safety. It was the number one safety. So shit, he wasn't going too high.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, big ass Cowboy Kirby Joseph told y'all he was gonna be the shit.
Yep. All right, Lions pick is it. Quit hugging the commissioner. Let's go. You got
come on with your Easter pink.
He's like, I'm having my moment, Nate Rucker. That's what he's saying right now.
Oh, his fucking pants is terrible.
His pants? What are you looking at his pants for?
Because where did you see them ugly ass shoes and socks?
Man. I have no room to talk. I'm wearing my hat, I'm wearing my hoodie, but then I got PJ pants on. So I really have no room to talk. I'm over here with my barbecue chips, like in my desk to make sure that I have food. Let's see here. They ain't gonna show his shoes, Nate. I don't think we're gonna get a shoe shot.
I already seen them.
All right, so again, 4 players that it could be. Shador Sanders.
Look, there are them shits.
Wow.
I'm tired of these kids with these damn showing these ashy ass ankles.
So we've got Shador still on the table. If y'all want it, we got Will Johnson still up there. Mike Green still up there. Boston College guy, who I promise if we draft him, I will try to learn his name.
Right.
Everything's still out there. And I swear to God, if we pick some fucking offensive lineman out of, University of Phoenix, I'm going to get pissed. Like, we don't need that. Pick an offensive lineman somewhere else. We waited too damn long. Get us somebody that can get some stats, baby. We need some stats. Let's see here. Jason saying, come on, Green. I feel like we're at the casino. Like 28 on Green. Mike Green, they talked about him. Hey! And we talked about him first, god dang it. Here we go.
Huh?
Here we go.
They have to accumulate the depth, especially at the edge position. Yeah, they got to get somebody.
Come on, man.
They need to start establishing more players. I mean, Aiden needs some help. He needs a guy. He needs some juice.
I want Nate to be right. I want Nate and Jason to be right.
Marshall is still there. You would expect it to be a defensive pick simply because of the fact that they.
Oh, we're going. Don't fail, Nate. Pick it back up, Nate.
They were 2 teams that didn't have multiple players with 5 stats. Last season, Aiden Hutchinson led the team in sacks, and he only played.
Even the camera was so excited.
So now, what direction do we look at as the commissioner makes his way to the stage? I'm going to echo with there's another name. We're going to be here in a second time. We thought we'd have to have Jack Campbell, but questions from UCLA. All this kid does.
Come on.
Here's the commish with the selection.
Here we go.
With the 2025 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Tyree Williams, defensive tackle.
Oh, so now again, it's a dominant.
Yo.
330.
Okay, Nate.
The pocket for the national teams at 11 and a half sacks in his college career.
Here's the first thing you notice, Brady. He's a tackle that's 6'2", 334 pounds, but he has that like a free technique. I got an opportunity to train him and take him on the field and tell him he's got at least movement for a guy that's 330 pounds. The ability to change direction. Talk about him playing around. He plays.
I wanted Mike Green, so I don't
Ohio
do
State. His ability to flip his hip and get upfield. He's got the versatility to play the three technique position. He can play the one on the three. I think if he slims down a little bit, he could be the quintessential technique.
No doubt. I'm sitting here looking at my notes.
I mean,
Really aligned with the three.
It looks
he's gonna be a
fast.
partner. He's gonna be a partner to Aiden Hutchins. Lee McNeil.
Movements of movement for someone with that body that's so thick and so sturdy.
So do we like this pick, Nate, or do we not like this pick? I know it's not Mike Green, but
It's not the sexy pick, but it's a good.
okay. That's fair. That's fair. Al says makes sense. Jason says who? Which was my reaction, Jason. I didn't know who the hell that was. Bill says,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I'm not happy. Nate says with his tuna salad that it's a good pick. It's not a sexy pick, but it's a good pick. Well,
Because I wanted the help to come from the outside.
man, I agree with you. Because again, they ain't gonna try to run up the middle. They weren't trying to run up the middle anyway. They're gonna go to the side that Aiden Hutchinson's not on. And
Now,
that's
granted,
the problem.
if he comes in, I'm gonna definitely learn from DJ Reader. DJ Reader is old, so eventually you're going to have to upgrade that anyway. You still keep Broderick Martin for depth. I mean, so.
Better than a limited time deal,
Mhm.
unlimited time deal. That's why the.
Like I said, it's a good pick. It's not the sexy pick. I wanted Mike Green
And apple would smell bacon.
because I wanted to get Aiden Hutchinson some help, like so bad.
And Al just brought up a good point here too, Nate. He said that McNeil's not going to be ready to play because of when he tore.
Oh yeah, it's fucking ACL.
So
I forgot.
So that may be another reason. Good catch there, Al. But that may be another reason why they went defensive tackle.
Yeah. Fuck you too, Al.
All right, Bobby. By the way, just weighed in. Bobby says he don't like the pick.
Would you email me to talk about God?
He's a fuck eye. You should.
But Bobby wasn't commenting on the live stream though. He was commenting in our group chat. But all right,
I'm going to bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do too. But hey, Nate, any final thoughts before we log off here?
Nah. If I go to bed and we trade back in the first, I'm gonna be happy.
All right. Well, hey, for Nate Rucker and myself, for Reggie Funches and Bobby Bless, hey, we've had fun with y'all. Best of luck and good night. And I'm sure we'll talk more about these draft picks coming up soon.